Yeah.
What?
Why is there a
Oh,
pug
no.
on your head?
I have rocks.
pugs.
Hello, Internet.
Yeah.
I'm back.
He's back. Everybody's having breakfast tacos. I like it.
Those will keep you alive on herping trips.
Yes, they do. Welcome.
Maybe Nipper would like a breakfast taco. It's less food than a burrito.
Is it? I
know.
mean,
He did have quite the sweet tooth when he was in Arizona. For
really?
breakfast, he was having donuts. I'm like, well, you've just embraced the American way.
I mean, my God, man. It's like carb loading it, like, I don't know if you want to do that quick.
Oh, my days. This would really go with some beans.
It's all sixes and
that's
sevens.
Southern England, bro. What are you doing?
I don't freaking know. They're all the same. Their country's the size of a city.
Black pudding, yeah.
What's up, everybody in the chat? We are here, episode 74. We're going to talk about some Woma pythons and some
really?
Yeah, sure.
I like those.
The man right there is producing some some amazing clutches here. So we need to talk about that, and we'll talk about our seasons. And you see what I said? We're going to
talk about the.
I missed what you said, Patrick. We're going to talk about the paper. There was a paper.
Okay, good, because I did read it, and I'd be really disappointed if I did that for nothing.
No.
I did homework, and we weren't even asked questions. All right.
Yeah, that'd be very Loafman of you.
He wanted me to get you to read it, and this was the only way
that was the only way to say it was for a show. Yeah.
Yeah.
We had a parent-teacher conference meeting with him, and it was. We have things to discuss, young man.
I think I could be your parent.
Yes, Nick Dad.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about this. So there was this paper. Casey Cannon shared it with us over in the NPR chat, and it's on spider ball pythons. And they did some studies, and basically, for anybody that doesn't know, why would we be talking about ball pythons on a carpet python show? Yeah. Lucas
Lucas is demonstrating.
He's very good.
Because spider equal jag.
I've had many jags do that.
So far so good.
Which is why I don't have them anymore. Anyway, so for people that don't know or just getting into carpet pythons, the jag gene in carpets is the same mutation as in ball pythons, the spider. Right? They do the same thing. They both have neurological issues.
They're both
the super form is a lethal
derpy
white
herps
snake. Yes. I think in the ball python community, though, they still hold on to hope that somehow there is a super spider. I don't want to get into that.
Why do they do that? Because there are like all white morphs of ball python, like what you would get that aren't dead.
Think about if you put all of your work into a gene.
You chose poorly. Move on.
Correct. So I think
first mistake was caring about more.
First mistake was thinking you were going to be a millionaire.
Correct.
The second mistake is you chose spider.
Yeah. So I'm not in the ball python world. I just know that back in the day there was a lot of debate around, and the only reason I know this is because the carpet python people would come along and say that's going to be a lethal dead snake, and they would say no, this one has a spiders, super spiders, and this one has super, and it's like no. I think that it's the same thing and it works the same way. Why
100%
would the ball python be somehow like it would be exempt from being the lethal white snake.
It can't.
To your point, Owen, there's so many other white snakes.
Like, why? You've
and
already gotten there.
It seems like everybody. I don't know. Back in the day, 2009, 2000, from like 2006 to 2009, at least in the carpet world, the only thing that people were focused on was trying to make a living white carpet. Right?
Yeah, and they were trying to figure out different ways to get there.
Yeah, it seems like though that like nobody wants that in the where do you take the you can't make it whiter. You can't make
Did you say 2009?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, you were in elementary school.
Yeah, I was busy learning algebra.
Son of a bitch.
Lucas is like A, B, C. Damn it.
So I'm glad that. What's up, everybody? I'm glad that we have Lucas here because he's much smarter than the two of us. I think even put together. So
Not true, but I did buy a granite jag for my first carpet, so I have beef. With
Well, no,
these
but so
beans.
and I kind of feel like the whole thing of like making an all white carpet kind of died when the Super Zebra showed up, because it's like, this is what a patternless carpet looks like. Oh, all right. And then like there were ways
like the pattern made it nice.
nice. Yeah, it's almost like that was part of it. So that kind of drifted away because, like you said, you know, theoretically you could make albino super zebra that could potentially be kind of like an off-white.
There's problems with that too.
Right, I know. So
show me an adult.
An albino super zebra?
Mm-hmm.
I
show
can't.
me an adult.
I surely cannot. So I don't. Yeah.
Yeah. But yes, I get what you're saying, though, and there's a different way to get to it. If you would have seen, I think it was Alex Life. Yeah. I'm probably saying that wrong because of my accent. I'm trying to say Leith, right? Anyway,
Life.
Okay, there you go. He had a pretty much purple carpet. I don't know if you saw that the other day, but it's pretty cool. But it's on my list to talk about. Anyway, I thought we would be done talking about the Jag gene and whatnot.
Never.
But anyway,
never going to be over. Yeah.
This paper sort of touched on that. It seems to be something with the inner ear. I got that right?
Yes,
Lucas.
That's what I got from it.
You have got that right. I'm prepared to dive into this conversation deep, but finish your thought.
Okay.
He's texting something or doing something else.
No,
he needs another minute. Hang on.
He's doing the social media stuff.
I'm responding to Darren Boswell.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So he needs another minute for that. But anyway,
it's us.
There you go.
But yes, so they did say it was something in the inner ear that they scanned spiders and then they scanned wild. They said wild type. So I don't know if they just got normal ball pythons or they actually went and got imports from Africa.
I'm thinking captive bred wild types.
I think so too. That'd probably be the easiest one to do, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before we get into that, though, I have to tell you about this fabulous coffee that I had.
Ah, yes, coffee.
Please, God, plug the ones that we have. Like, don't go plug somebody else's.
No. It's it's cold-blooded caffeine, but it's well, you can get the NPR blend. That's the
back up, Lucas. Back too much. Too much.
But I wanted to try some different stuff, and I decided to try I heard the the cold-blooded caffeine guys were on Snakes and Stogies, and they were talking about this Nicaraguan blend of coffee, which is processed. It's honey processed, right? So honey process is this unique method of processing coffee beans that's kind of popular at the moment, and it combines both the elements of being washed and then the natural processing methods. And I think what it is it kind of like when the cherries, they're partially stripped of the outer layer, so it leaves some fruit pulp on the beans.
Okay.
Yes, and this results in coffee. It has like a sweetness and a body similar to a natural processed coffee, with a cleaner and more balanced flavor profile like a washed coffee. It's really good.
I wash all my coffee with warm water.
I think our next blend needs to be civet. Like we're like they make the civets eat the
I'll
coffee
make you
beans.
some, Owen. Myself.
Okay.
But
that's a no, please.
You can go over to in the show notes there will be a referral. I can't talk tonight. Good God.
Referral
link.
A Will Ferrell.
A Will Ferrell link. Yep.
A Will Ferrell link.
Yep.
Speaking of Will Ferrell, earlier, Owen. I like whiskey.
I love scotch.
That's it. And you can go and pick some up. I highly recommend it. It was quite delicious, and I enjoyed it very much. What have you guys been drinking?
We covered mine just a moment ago.
Scotch.
So.
Okay. I brought a bag.
Those days.
One of those days. Yes, I brought a bag of the Carpets and Coffee blend with me to the mountains when I was not present for the last episode, and fed it
That's
to all
right.
my bandmates, and they were like, "Yum, good coffee."
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes, I didn't tell them that it was our blend. I just fed them the coffee, and they all liked the coffee. So,
You gotta plug it when you get the chance.
well, I
Like,
told
you
them
know.
later.
All
I
right.
was like, "Look, there's a snake."
Were they pretty
Right.
impressed that
Oh,
you
yeah.
have your own coffee blend?
Oh, they
They
were
should be.
impressed.
Yeah.
They were
yeah.
impressed.
Nice.
They're
Okay, there you
musicians.
go.
They're easily
Listen,
pleased.
you're a musician. Coffee, you either have two
Fresh
options.
pots.
You have coffee or you have those power drinks or whatever they are.
I don't
Red
do
Bulls
power
and-
drinks.
yeah.
But I can't
no,
do that.
No.
It's like
was it?
drinking a chemical.
Was it Dave Grohl that said like he had to go to the hospital
Fresh
because he was
pots.
like, yeah, he was like,
Yeah.
he's like, they're like, how much caffeine you drink? He goes, I don't know, maybe like 3 pots a day. They're like, Jesus Christ.
Yes, that was
Dave. He's
Dave.
like, is that bad? And they're like,
Oh man.
Yes. But I'm. Oh,
Yeah, go
sorry,
ahead.
Eric.
No.
I was just
no.
gonna say I finished that bag. I'm all out of our coffee again, and I'm drinking Pete's
You're
because
back
it's a block away.
Cold-blooded caffeine. Oh dear. We have to get you some.
Do they
more.
have a subscription?
You know, I
should.
was going to ask them about
They
that
should,
because I
yeah.
would cancel my subscription to trade and up the subscription.
And then
to-
I'd never be out.
That's right.
Yeah. Something we'll have to discuss with them.
Hint, hint.
Justin, when you're there tomorrow, tell them that we said that they should have a subscription.
Don't tell Justin he's gonna take it to, like it's gonna be his idea. Like
He
we
would
need to.
never. Come on.
Yes, he would.
I have more faith in you, Justin.
I'm still looking for make the NPR cigars that he has to sell in the his shop.
He doesn't sell cigars
Not,
anymore.
not Justin,
Dude,
it's Schmitty. Damn
that's
it. Wow.
That's so like 2020. He's like
When he sold
a
cigars,
graphic
Reptile and
designer.
Chill still was a podcast.
Oh, that's gone. That's been gone
Oh,
forever.
shit.
Wow.
Anyway,
All right. What have you guys been up to? How's the season going?
Season's going well. I had my first couple prelays. I had
Did
the caramel head albino. I had the jungle, and then I'm waiting for a tiger head exanic and the caramel head exanic. Like those are all starting. Like those, the females look huge, so that's happening.
Oh, you don't have any eggs yet?
No, I didn't have any eggs yet.
Loser.
Wow. Listen,
You're a little slow.
listen, sir. You may stay. It's a marathon. Come on, not a sprint. You can sit there and be like, I got four Woma clutches. As I'm like, cool, I got that many corn snake clutches. Like, come on. So
my Womas are going to be breeding age by the time you get Brettle's eggs.
well, that's just because they're late. I mean,
I'm just joking.
and if I don't get
I'm
eggs this
kidding.
year, it's because you sent me a broken female. So
Why do you think I sent her?
all right, good
Yeah.
point.
What the hell, Owen? Are you a noob? Come on.
I'm just
Nobody
kidding.
sends an
She's
adult
not
female.
broken. She's beautiful.
I just shoved the probe in a little too far, and so
She'll be all right.
but that we're waiting for, and then I've been seeing locks from a lot of the colubrid stuff, false water cobra, mad hogs. They all look huge. And then I've been seeing nonstop locks out of the rough scale pythons. I've been trying to like separate them and like ping the male back and forth, but every time I go over there to move him, he's locked with whatever female I have him with. So I'm like, I don't know what to do. So
Charanata, more like Carolata about that project.
and mute. So yeah,
Only I can tell the dad jokes in this.
Yeah,
group
come
here.
on now. I'm really like it's one of those things where it's like the Carinata are breeding all other clutches. I don't
Cease
give a
to
damn.
exist?
Like,
They
I
don't care.
don't care.
Doesn't matter.
So
That's
But yes,
basically
other
what
than
I
that-
said, but I said it funny.
Yes.
the olive pythons are also I caught them locked the other day. So
Oh yeah. Okay.
apparently I'm just gonna get
So let's see. We got olives, roughies, and what was the other one?
Crebo,
Grebo.
bunch of carpets.
A bunch
Maybe
of carpets.
Yep, maybe king rats are locked. They do this weird thing. They don't like lock. They're like the laziest fuckers. He puts his tail next to her, and then like goes in this way, and then like it's not locking, it's not anything. They're just laying next to each other. So, king rats, maybe false water cobra, lots of mad hogs. That's just gonna happen. Yeah,
Lots of man hogs.
Another
They sold
busy
pretty good.
season.
Yeah, they sold pretty good at Hamburg.
I sold 2 at Hamburg, and out of
Nice.
the 21 babies I hatched, I think I'm down to like 4. So
Did anybody ask why they don't look like the Western hognose they have at home?
no, it seems it's one of
They
those
say
things
it's a
where
morph of the Western.
Yeah.
they're weird. So if you're into Western hogs and other things like that, you kind of drift towards mad hogs, and you want to get into them because it's kind of like they're a hognose.
Mm-hmm.
So those people are definitely interested in them, and it's almost like they work with the Westerns long enough, and then they're like, when they're ready, they make the jump to the giant Madagascar. So there's that. Then there's the other people who are like colubrid breeders that work with false water cobra and
Dipsadids.
right, other stuff like that. Larger colubrid that might be a little bit on the more dangerous side that kind of want them as well. So, and then some people are really interested in them just because of what Riley said and what I do, which is the communal housing and all that stuff. So people are into that.
Okay. So, are you?
Didn't move. I'm in the same office. It's just they're over there. Like I got a new desk and it's slightly over to the right a little bit more. Sorry, I'll there. You can kind of see them now. No more.
Oh, everybody's wanting to see snowing already. Snowing, Jason? Oh,
Better not
goodness. Oh,
What's with this weather? There was snow in the Oakland Hills.
be. Well, that's the thing.
yeah.
So,
What's
like,
going on out there? There was
What's going on? I know Brett Bender sent me something and he was like checking the weather. He's like, 36. Like, what's going on?
I'm a little worried. So I was talking
Yes,
to
it's the end of the world.
I'm talking to William Fitzpatrick. We had him on the show. He had a pair of white lips.
Philip,
And Philip Peck. Yep, thank you. He got a pair of white lips last year, and he's like, I paired them, but they hasn't really seen too much of interactions and what's going on with your stuff. And I'm like, well, I paired mine too. Like I just had when he messaged me. And my concern is that we haven't had any snowstorms or really anything to kind of get them riled up a little bit. So going off of the clutch last year, we're still a little early, but we should have eggs by June.
Okay.
So we really should start seeing kind of like the machinations and maybe a lock here or a lock there. So
you guys haven't gotten heavy snow?
no, I
What
haven't had
incarnation?
like we've had like
The poles flipped. Mercury's in retrospect.
we're all gonna die. Like it's we've had I
The
think
groundhog saw his own shadow.
groundhog went outside and just exploded. What does this mean? Like it's
You're done.
that means we're toast.
Yes.
But I think the worst we had is we had one coating of like ice and slush on pavement. Like I think I had to shovel once.
Yeah.
And it was one of those like I probably didn't have to shovel at all if I had just gone out. Like if I just
With a
waited, it would
broom?
have melted.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say like,
Yeah, I mean, you could have used a broom.
Well,
Yeah.
it's all very backwards. I mean, there's like 5 million inches of snow in Tahoe and like snow in LA, and we had the bomb cyclone before the snow. So I don't know, but I will say
It's good
I
for
think
breeding,
that's-
though, right?
Yeah, you're gonna get
a pretty good season.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you might
that's
have a
what
hell
it
of a
is.
year.
Oh yeah.
I mean, lucky that I'm not like buried in my house and don't have water or electricity or anything, but it's good.
I've been in situations like that.
Yeah, it's pretty
Before
bad
in the
right
past.
now for
Yeah.
folks in the Sierras, but
Yeah.
anywho,
I mean, Eric's used to the they warn about the winter storm, and then his work just explodes of everybody getting eggs, milk, and bread.
They can't get eggs anymore, man. They're
No,
too
they're
expensive.
too expensive. You don't get eggs.
Nobody
yeah.
gets eggs
get
anymore.
your own chickens.
Yeah.
They're asking if we sell chickens. I'm like, no. I think that would be a bad business.
I'm around
model.
back with $500. I'll get you a live chicken. Yeah.
So, how about?
Well,
you,
nice.
Lucas?
Yeah.
How's your
So,
season
yeah, I have 2 Woma clutches that have been laid.
Out of how many more are you expecting?
I'm definitely getting 2 more and potentially 3 more.
Womas?
So, yes. So I
All
Womas,
Womas.
baby. So I I only had 4 females and they all ovulated, and the 2 that have, let me backtrack. So I had the really, really pretty orange pair
Mhm.
ovulated first, like super ahead of everything else. But then that snake freaks me out, and it was due to lay like the week before I was going to go to the mountains for music stuff, and it just didn't. So I was like, oh fuck. And my snake surf friend kept coming over, and no eggs, no eggs, no eggs all week. So that snake ended up making me wait till like day 38 or 39, but she ended up laying
Okay.
just fine. No issues. Perfect clutch. Nothing stuck inside.
It's just when you were a little freaked out and were
I was
like,
freaked out because
really-
she's my prettiest Woma, and I had
You
the
helicopter
egg
parents.
binding thing happen last season
Yeah.
with my
Yeah.
double het Brettles, and paid a vet a lot of money for her to just bleed out. So
Yeah, that's always a fun time.
yeah, I mean, another conversation.
Yep.
But and then there was this other pair, right? So then I've got this really like light colored, like yellow creamy Woma that I got from Casey at Zion
Mhm.
Hill, that ovulated, and then that one laid like 24 or 25 days after the shed, right? So
I don't know
the
why.
opposite.
I don't know why I thought you were going to say 24, 25 eggs. I was going to be like,
Eggs.
how
No.
how big
Whoa.
is this motherfucking Woma?
No,
Like, what-
very
what
small
did
Woma.
you do? Like,
Very
it's-
small, but it laid early, and because the other one had like been making us wait so much, no one was
It's-
expecting it to
okay.
do that, and I was away, and so
Mm.
those eggs sat for probably 24 to 36 hours before I got home and
Did she
found
wrap-
them.
Did you wrap them?
No, fuck no.
What a goddamn, like, come on. It's
So
the one upside of python breeding.
yeah, no,
No.
the one that laid late wrapped perfectly, which was really cool, and that was great. But the one that I needed to wrap did not.
It didn't.
And
She just left them.
so I grabbed those as soon as I got home and put them in the incubator, and there were 7. 5 looked good, 2 kicked the bucket. So it's the way it goes.
You still got 5. That's
Yeah,
not-
and so
yeah.
then another one is due to lay any day now, and then another one is due to lay, hasn't shed yet, so probably in like a month and a half.
Okay.
And then Brett Bender sent me another one, and that one's been with his male and might just lay. So
That's
Nice.
But that's a long shot one, right?
there's the long shot one. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then one of my blackheads, the Eastern blackhead, is
Something
Very,
else other
very-
than Womas. Okay.
Mr. Woma Slug Clutches over here. Has got a lot to say about it. Yeah, Eastern blackhead, very, very plump, very chunky, lots of locks, looking good.
Okay.
What's this?
Western-
Who's this one from?
Is
The
this
Eastern.
is
The
this the one you
Eastern
bred
was-
last year?
No, the Eastern I got as a baby in 2019 from Scott Hitchcock.
Okay.
It was the first blackhead that I've raised up, and this is her first year.
Okay.
And what was I going to say? No, that's what I was going to say.
that
Yeah, the
was the
Western
Eastern.
one. Sorry.
That was the Easterns.
Yeah, Eastern.
Okay.
The Western blackhead. Remember, she was super like strangely late last year, so
Yes.
I don't really know what to expect in terms of the timing of her cycle this year. But
I mean,
she looks good, and
okay.
the pairs together all the time. But she's not swollen yet. But I don't think she was this time last year. I don't think I palpated like any noticeable follicles last year until
You
like
didn't take notes.
May. I took
Mm.
notes.
May? Wow.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, she
late.
was late. Like she ovulated when Ryan Young's babies were already out of the egg.
I mean, that's the same thing that happened with my white lips. So it's like
Mhm.
apparently Ryan's animals just breed quickly and easily for him, which is
Right.
horrible.
I wonder if it's because he lives like, doesn't he live like where it snows all the time?
Yeah, I mean, that you
But
can't,
West Coast, you know?
but you
Right.
can't gauge your stuff off of other people's stuff. Like you can, because I
Right.
do remember there were several times where I would pull my animals apart when I saw other people getting clutches. I'm like, missed it. I'm like, that don't keep rolling. Like,
I think that's what screwed me up the first time I bred.
Yeah.
Because everybody's like, "Oh, I'm pulling them away." I'm like,
exactly. It's
okay,
like, oh,
pull 'em
everybody
away.
got theirs. I must have missed it. It's like, but that's, you
If
just might
only
be on
old
the outside.
Eric could go back and tell young Eric,
Young Eric, what to
the
do.
student of the serpent.
Yes. And then I'll keep going.
There
The
will
Lake
be no
Chapala.
free
No free
There will
Womas.
be no
Yeah,
free
no
Womas.
free
Are you
Womas.
kidding me? Hey,
None.
so well, before I talk about the other stuff, that one clutch of Womas was the really pretty one that I'm excited about. There's 8
Yeah.
eggs, right? And I was gonna keep all of them, but then like all these people started coming out of the woodwork that like,
Wanted some?
dang, you want my snake? You know, like some
I
of
know
those
you're
kinds of
talking about,
names.
yeah.
And I'm like,
telling
maybe
me
I
for
can't
years.
keep all of them. Anyway, Lake Chapala garter snake's definitely pregnant again. She's enormous.
Oh,
So
nice.
it won't be a surprise at this time.
Correct.
Okay. You're expecting them this time.
Yeah. Jungles, maybe. That's it. It's Asphodite's year, baby.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, and those short tails might do it too.
I don't. Why would you? I
Wait,
don't.
you have Sumatrans?
Yeah, I
got-
got Sumatrans.
He got the short tails as part of the trade for the Womas.
Yes, for
And
the
remember, they were breeding
Tanamize.
in quarantine, and it's like apparently
Yes.
I'm doing this now. It's like, yeah, right. I've been
I actually
there.
really
that's
like
right.
them. They're like the snake that from the outside looking in, I thought I'd like the least. But
You're
I don't know,
talking to
they've
two
got-
guys that tried them, failed, and then gave them away.
Oh.
So, yeah.
I did like the Sumatrans. I did like them a lot. I think
They have
that
a
for
charm.
me with the short tails, it was just I was so programmed to do carpets that you can't treat a short tail like a carpet.
Mhm.
You know,
They were weird to me because I expected there to be more snake with the thickness of what I'm holding, and then it ends at my elbow, and I'm like, all right, like it was that. And I only had the one, and she was just was not
What,
happy
short tail.
here. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the one like I
Well,
dropped
you
off.
held it like that, Owen.
Did
Well,
you
no,
have
you know.
Sumatrans? Both of you had Python Curtis?
I
didn't.
had all of them.
I didn't have Sumatrans.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
think.
Okay.
I don't think Matt will have to tell me if I
Because
did.
Sumatrans,
No, you
No,
did
no,
not.
I didn't.
you know,
Thank
I
you.
might be
You had
talking
once.
out of my
Thank
butt,
you.
but
Oh.
I think they're supposed to be a little smaller and a little more chill than the Bloods
Little
and
bit.
the Borneos.
I have to draw the line somewhere. Okay, like I have to be like, we cannot go into this part of snakedom. So we've drawn the line at the short tails. So
I did Borneos, Bloods, and Sumatrans, and then I did I can't remember if they're considered another subspecies or species. So I had both the pumpkin head and the chrome head
Okay.
ones.
Yeah.
So,
I think they're just two different phenotypes of Curtis.
makes sense.
I'm getting a jungle. Oh, okay. All
Oh.
right.
You already knew you're getting a jungle, even though that's not at all what my message is talking about. Yes.
Send me the picture. Yes. Let's see.
Well, Alex said, Lucas, that jungle I got from you is already super yellow. So, let's look. Let's see it.
I mean,
Yeah, show me.
it should
Send
be.
it over.
Otherwise, what have you done, Lucas?
Damn right. I still have
Yeah.
a bunch of them, though. So people are
Is it bad that
sleeping.
I sit here and I wonder when will Lucas produce his diamond pythons? Because then I can get diamonds.
Dude, they're
What's that?
small.
Nothing. Don't worry about it.
What did you say? Did you
Nothing.
say something about me
Nothing.
breeding
No, I didn't
diamonds?
say
That's
anything.
the
I
one
didn't-
thing that
I
I'm
didn't
focused
say
on.
that
Like
maybe
you're
Lucas might
focused
be
on
you to
breeding
diamonds.
roughies.
Like I didn't say anything about that.
Come on.
Yeah, wait, why me? He can just go to his house and steal them.
Just take the adults. Like I'm taking these. Yeah.
Well, the one girl there, she's looking. She's.
Good.
I'm starting to warm them up.
Okay.
So she's a Riverbank Zoo, and she is breeding with the one down here, which is a San Diego Zoo animal. She is. I don't know. Some people say so. I think I'm forgetting his name. Mike Islam. He's from Canada. He had that pied looking
yeah.
diamond python, right?
Yeah.
And she's from the same clutch, right?
Spooky.
I just
Yeah.
want normal diamond. I just
So-
want
No. So the reason I'm saying that is
Yeah.
because she was labeled. I bought her from Martin. So Martin had her, and
Yeah.
he had her labeled as like a reduced pattern, but her pattern is reduced, but not like the reduced pattern.
Not like the actual
that's-
reduced
Not like
patterns.
a Stardust
Okay.
thingy.
Yeah. So
How are those going? Or is he getting?
she could go, I suppose. You know,
Okay.
I could try 2 clutches. Maybe I'll do that.
You should throw. You should.
You heard it live.
No, we need to adopt the Owen level of breeding. Of
No.
you throw that
Never.
jello at the wall,
Dude, I did that
and you
once.
see what diamonds shake out.
And they all went.
I'm not saying
That's what I did
every
with Womas
single
this year.
Python species.
And they all went.
I'm not saying every single python species. I'm saying throw all the diamonds at the wall and see what sticks.
Yeah,
Thank you.
You
perhaps.
shouldn't throw any of them. That
Shut
might
up.
not be good for the snake.
Yes.
You
True.
don't know. Maybe diamonds need a hard hit.
Quick, somebody
Like-
throw a Bolins at a wall and see if it
Yeah,
sticks.
maybe that's it. Maybe they need the simulation of falling.
Jason, I will make sure you get some diamonds because you believe in me. Unlike
Oh,
my
you
co-host.
kiss
to
ass.
the- yeah, that
Don't you
way.
point down here. I believe in you more than I believe in my own grandmother.
I pointed this way, that way.
That way. I'm over here. Yeah.
Yes. Damn it.
Ugh.
So yeah, I so I don't know. I'm not getting a whole lot of action. I don't know.
It's still early. It is
It's still early. I feel
Wait.
like my room was off rhythm. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like
It feels
went
like
to-
you're like, I don't know what to do with my hands. Like, how does one
Yeah.
breed the snakes? It's like you just gotta I think you just need it. You gotta get the one gimme clutch, and then you'll get back into your rhythm, and then you'll feel better about it.
I do. I feel like I'm off my. I don't know. It's like being nervous again, like how
Yeah.
it was. But anyway, diamonds are the ones that I'm focusing on the most. So, plus it doesn't help having these 2 new dogs. It's like having 2 kids. God damn, it's insanity over here.
Nice.
I just like how you got the one. You're like, how hard could it be to have another one? And then like there must have been a moment where were both running around. You're like, yep, should have done that. Like it was just this was
Yes, you see me and Roxy are down here. She's right
Roxy's
there.
hiding in with
She's
you.
hiding. She's like, no, I don't want no parts of that.
Oh, wait, see
Poor
one.
girl.
Which one's that one?
That's Roxy.
That's Roxy.
It's the
That's
old
Roxy.
one that hates everything and everyone.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Life's hard.
especially
the little ones
Yeah.
because they're like, come on, come on.
It's just-
But I do have something to share.
Mm.
I thought that I would I would share. I know I do. We'll do that at the end where I talk about a wild carpet.
Hmm.
But I wanted to show you this. Oh, and this is right up your alley, my friend.
Speak
Did
to
you
me.
see this,
Holy shit!
Alex? I think. Wait, there was
I'm
a
still waiting.
pronunciation. Oh, I forgot. Thanks for
We'll wait for Lucas.
I still see nothing. Wow, look at that snake.
There it is.
Yeah. So this is a pure coastal carpet project that he's been working secretly on for a couple years. I think this is like the 2nd generation of
Okay.
selectively bred. I'm not sure if I'm gonna say that there's hypo in there.
Has to be.
But-
Where are they located?
He's in Australia.
Of course he is. Out of my reach.
Yeah.
Like
They
it
have all the
has to
nice
be a hypo
things.
something, right? There's no black on that animal.
It just gives me hope to what one day. So like a lot of the hypo tigers that I see today sort of have like that peppery black kind of thing to it. This animal is clean.
I will say,
I mean, you kind of see where the black's going to come in, though.
It looks what?
It looks a lot like hypo stripe Brettles that I have for sale.
Yeah.
No.
There you go.
But you can kind of see where there's like some black dots between the back stripe and the dorsals.
Mm-hmm.
Like along the side, like some of that's going to be some black flecks.
Yeah, I'm sure
as it gets older. Like of course, like it's going to happen, and you can kind of see there's going to be some black developing on the head, but
it's
still
not the peppery.
No, it's not the peppery. There's nothing in the middle of the stripe. Yeah,
that is a nice snake.
Gorgeous.
And watch, it's probably, who knows? I don't know. He didn't say it was anything. He just said that he was selectively breeding these coastal carpets. So I think of like, what do they have? It looks like a
Flintstones push-up.
Nice.
Oh, that takes me back.
Like, yeah. This is a beautiful animal. Beautiful, beautiful animal. Anyway, okay.
I want it. Yeah.
Hypo caramel? I don't think so.
Tiger. Maybe
it's possible. I don't know if they would. I don't know. I guess maybe they would.
Yeah,
if I was in Australia, I wouldn't put a hypo with a caramel. We're only doing that because we're trying to make it look like that.
We only do that because we're stupid. Yeah.
Roxy, stay out of there. Okay.
Get the lizard, Roxy.
So yeah. So you want to get into this paper?
Yeah.
Let's talk about this paper.
Yeah.
Take us to school, Lucas.
Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've got these derpy herps. Everybody says, why do they do that thing?
When will somebody have the balls to name their company Derpy Herps and only work with jags and spiders? Like when
I
will
thought
they
Chuck
do
already
that?
did.
I don't know. Like,
but anyway, yes, fellas, all jags and spiders have neuro, but what does that really mean? Well, Michael Schubert, no, that's the editor. Damn it, who's the author?
You were rolling until that happened. Yeah.
Somebody wrote a paper in 2022 which looked to answer this question. And what they were able to find in comparing spider ball pythons to, and mind you, this is kind of a big deal because why does anybody care to put funding or academic resources into mutant ball pythons? This doesn't happen very often.
Yeah.
So pretty cool. There is a deviant morphology, aka the bones ain't right, of the inner ear in they had 4 spider morph pythons. Yeah. Okay, so the deviant morphology, we're talking about wider semicircular canals, ampullae that were widened and difficult to discern, deformed crus communis, and a small sacculus with a highly deviant X-ray morphology that varied widely compared to that of wild types. So not only are things wrong and not the way they're supposed to be, but even within that, the degree to which each individual spider had things wrong was still variable. So there's just clearly some instability in the anatomy and osteology of their skull and their inner ear. And I'm sure we can extrapolate that to the jagmorph in carpets as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Do you think it's more, I don't want to say, do you think it's more noticeable because carpet pythons are so much longer and larger than ball pythons that like...
Yes, and they have a propensity to go up,
right,
which looks really bad when they fall.
That is also true. Yeah.
Yeah. I think I did read in the paper it was talking about they had some limitations with the sample size, right? So
sure.
you
only had 4 spiders.
but the
But all four
but
spiders are messed up.
Mhm.
but the anatomical evidence basically is, is that, I guess here's my question for you, Lucas. Is that something that when you have like an anatomical evidence showing that there's an issue, is that enough evidence to sort of make this paper and feel like it's a legit thing? Or
Oh, absolutely. I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think that you need a massive sample size to know that damn snakes ain't right.
Yeah, and if you
well,
if
we
you
kind of know
got-
that, right?
if you got four spiders from all different,
right.
like you've got four unrelated spiders and they all have the same thing wrong with them structurally,
Yeah.
and
Right.
I mean, we've talked
And-
about Jag having issues also, or is that, I'm sorry, it was the super Jag that had the issue with, intestines and not
No, it was
full.
the lungs.
It was the lungs. I thought it was also like the intestines didn't fully join either.
So the other
They're fucked up. Like they're all fucked up. Like
the other piece though, like in terms of why I think this is plenty viable despite only looking at 4 animals, is because it's exactly what you expect to see, because this happens in many other organisms, right? So it discusses the association between autovestibular dysfunction and melanocyte density, which we're talking about different forms of albinism, different genetic mutations that affect pigment that happens in many animals, including people.
Yeah.
So it's
there's
right where it's right where it should be.
there's a paint horse that has a mutation called Overo, where they have spots and
There could be other factors, didn't it, Lucas? I don't know
But
what you mean. Please
but if you-
clarify.
But if you breed Overo to Overo, you get an all-white horse that dies within like the first couple moments of life. Like it
Right.
is basically the same goddamn thing. So it can happen with a bunch of different species.
So this is, so let me ask this question. Did you take from the paper? I think this is what maybe Pedrick is trying to answer. Like, do you think that there is also the neurological issue that's tied to, I think it was the neurocrest when the pigment is developed or something like that? Isn't that the story with the Jag?
I mean,
I couldn't
I
tell
think
you,
that's-
but there issues with the morphology of the inner ear, and it does talk about issues with the bone structure, the osteology of the skull. It's not just the inner ear mechanisms, but like that is plenty to do.
I'm
Like,
pretty
the
sure
brain doesn't need to be affected.
Like I'm pretty
Right.
sure it's not saying that this is the only, like this is the root cause, the only thing. I'm pretty sure it's just adding on to it. Like yes, it has some sort of neurologic crest problems, and yes, it now has like there's also, we found some inner
Yeah.
ear problems. Like if we already know that the lungs can get fucked up too. Like if we keep going, like it's
Right.
not a
Well, I think the
sound-
lungs are
The
fucked up in
paper
the
is not
sewer.
saying
Right,
the
but-
paper is not saying this is what causes neuro in snakes.
Right.
It's this is what we saw when we CAT scanned
When we
spider
looked at
ball
it.
pythons' heads.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to me. The whole thing was interesting in as far as this. I think sometimes when we breed mutations, right, we have a tendency to think that there's nothing going on, but we're basically breeding broken genetics of a species, right? I mean,
All
yes,
we're-
there
all
are
we're
a vast
expecting is the
majority
color to
of them.
change. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. No, but I'm saying there's a vast majority of them that there's no issues. I mean, look how many ball python morphs there actually is. You know what I mean?
That we
Like-
can see.
Yeah.
Right. You know what I mean? And, I think of like, I kind of was trying to figure out like what the motivation of the paper is, because to what you said sort of earlier, Lucas, like, why would they be interested in the spider gene?
We had a
Ball
CT
Yeah, that's a good
machine,
question.
We had a
You know,
CT
and, like,
machine. We had to get some grant money.
Somebody
so what do
needed
we
to
got?
graduate. No.
Yeah. So somebody
possible.
like Lucas needed to graduate. Yeah.
I'd have to
I mean,
look
I'm
into
glad that
it
they
more
did
to
it,
answer that.
but I
Yeah.
don't think that they're trying to justify. I mean, at least I didn't take it from the paper that they're trying to justify, or somehow they can fix it,
Or
right?
find a
I mean,
cure. Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
Yeah, how can you
there's no
give 'em the-
discussion of ethics, morality, or cure. That's not the
Right.
purpose here.
Right. It's just showing that there's a morphological difference between what would be a normal ball python and this gene.
Right.
Well,
And
you know,
basically
But we
the
can
structure of
certainly
you have-
certainly use our own brains and pause and think, if this was a dog or a cat and
Mm.
it looked pretty, but it kept doing flips and it can't hear anymore, would you keep doing it?
I think we know number one, of course, because that already happens. Like, what's the micro pitties?
French
like,
bulldogs?
yeah, I mean, like they're trying to make pit bulls the size of French bulldogs right now, and it's like, well, all the bones are poking in all different directions, like, and they keep doing it. Like, of course, that keeps happening.
I'm not saying will it happen within the population of human beings. I'm saying ask yourself. Me?
Everybody draws the line where they feel like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess I'm looking, to Richard's point, I guess I'm looking at it through the lens of the carpet python world and not necessarily the ball python world. I mean, the carpet python world, I think that it's basically we've just accepted that this mutation is jacked and people have moved away from it or people have kept doing it. And one side or the other doesn't really care about, like, I mean, me and Owen are a perfect example. He still works with Jags. I do not. I'm not bashing him because he works with Jags. He's not saying I'm an asshole because I'm not. It's sort of like
only
this,
behind closed doors. Yeah.
Just that I had to go. Yeah, right.
That's not what he said before you joined the stream.
Only in the pre-show. Yeah.
I have to go off on a side tangent for a second and like
do it.
So I really don't know this story, but I only saw part of it. But like the guy from Reptiles and Research,
Liam St. Clair.
Liam
Sinclair. Right? Yeah.
Super smart guy.
Yeah.
I think sometimes and this is not a shot at him or anything. And I think he even sometimes would admit this. I think sometimes when he's trying to talk about this, because he's so academic in his approach, that it sort of comes across sometimes as preaching, right? And it sort of comes across like if somehow you're not like he's bringing data and he's bringing facts, right?
Right.
So then I see the ball python world sort of like, well, not the whole world, but like some of them push back on it, and rightfully so, that this whole rack bullshit thing that they can't seem to get past. And
that guy in his science say my drawers ain't nice.
And that's exactly the point, right? I have to give it to Liam, right? He comes back and he goes point by point by what they're saying and is giving them data where the other knuckleheads are just blowing bullshit because they want to keep their snake in a rack. Just say, I want to keep my snake in a rack because I want to hold the whole thing. And this is what I want to do. Just say it.
Yeah, exactly.
Just
I don't
admit
understand why that's so hard.
Because then they have to reckon with the fact
that they keep a snake in a drawer.
That they keep a snake in a drawer. But if we all just live in La La Land and tell each other termite mounds, it's okay, then nobody has to have bad feelings. But like, we're just not going to do that anymore.
And this is why I feel that like this is another reason why I love the carpet python world, is because you have these two groups of people, right? Like to me, you couldn't pick a more polarizing topic than a snake that flips upside down, which you're breeding because you want a pretty snake, right?
Sometimes breed well upside down. Yeah.
Sometimes they breed well upside down. We've all made, including myself, have made the justifications of.
I had that
one
jag.
Beautiful.
I had that one jag do combat, and it was just sad. It was just
you know what I mean? Like
it said, "Wait, who won, me or you?"
It just laid on top of the other male and twitched, and the other male's like, I don't I don't feel right about this.
Yes. And then, I mean, come on, man. You can't.
It was so
You
bad.
can't. You can't. Come on.
I mean,
Like-
I wouldn't fight a.
I
never mind.
mean, it's like I pulled him out of there, and the male's like, "Thank God, that was terrifying."
I'm uncomfortable,
I'm
Dad.
uncomfortable with this.
Right. I just
Yeah.
wish people would just so like they go at them personally. You know, Liam never goes after them personally, and I have no skin in this game. So
Right.
and quite honestly, I don't really give two flying
Yeah.
shits about it at all.
Who fucking
Right?
cares?
Right.
Who cares? It doesn't matter. But it just shows me that how the world is. Like when you don't have facts, you go and attack. Right.
Right.
If you don't have the data to back
That's
up
right.
what you're saying, and somebody's coming at you with data, what's your response? Your response is not to take a look inside yourself and say, "Why am I doing what I'm doing?"
Maybe I'm the
what
wrong
is it? Why am I driven to want to protect this side of things, right? And if they were being honest, I mean, let's face it, one of the guys is one of the big breeders in Canada. Okay, fair enough. And he's doing it because he wants to breed as a business, and he has all these snakes and racks because it's easy to clean. It's easy,
Right.
you know, like all of those are justifications. Yes, correct. But it doesn't change the fact that there's data that says that might not be the best for them. I think I've said 1,000 times about from keeping my carpets in racks. I noticed that their prehensile tail is shit. Why is it shit? It's shit because they don't freaking use it.
Right. They're not climbing.
And I'm too stupid to sort of say like what it is, because I remember Rob saying that muscles on snakes are not the same as humans, and if they just lay there in an ambush position and blah 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 blah, all that. Yes, I agree with that, but it doesn't change the fact that if they don't use it, you know, they're potentially. I guess the idea is that if we accept that you can train your snake not to bite you with using a hook, right? Which we all agree.
Right.
Like, you can do that, right?
If you can train it this far, if we acknowledge the fact that the snake is intelligent to do X, Y, and Z, we're going to just brush over the fact that it might be kind of cruel to keep such an intelligent animal in this condition.
Correct.
Right.
Just own it.
Yeah.
Just own it. That's my thing. Just own it. Just say like, look, I mean, for years I kept carpets in racks. I still have some carpets in racks because I'm slowly switching over. I mean, but at the time my justification is that I wanted to be a carpet python breeder, right? And they weren't using the stupid shelf that everybody said to get. So I'm like, well, are they really that arboreal, or is this just somebody put the snake in a tree just to take a picture? And everybody thinks they're in trees now. You know what I mean?
They're all in those mangrove roots. No, they're not.
If I'm being honest, you know this, when I came back from Australia, my whole view changed. I was like, nope. I can't do this. Nope. I've been doing it wrong. I'm going to own that I did it wrong. I'm going to own that I said that you should do it this way. And I don't think you should do that. I don't think you should keep carpets in racks. I don't think it, you know, but growing them up. Yeah, fine. Whatever. I'm all with that. If you have a big tub that's like, I don't know, 24 inches high or something like that.
Christmas
What's the
tree
difference?
tub racks, yeah.
What's the fucking difference? What kind of box it is, right?
Yep.
I don't know. I'm a little fired up right now.
I would love to move. I would love to move. That's like the move to a bigger room, get Christmas tree tub racks, because then I'm going to keep all my boys in that. So, but
yeah. And, you know, it's all a nuanced conversation, right? Like you're saying, own it. Yep. It's not the pinnacle of welfare. And we can't just say that they breed and it's how it's always been done, therefore it works and it's good. But also we can also have a conversation about maybe if for some species versus others based on their natural history, maybe it's more cruel in some situations than others. I'm never going to put an Eastern Indigo in a CB70.
Yes.
You know how much they move?
Yes. There's been studies that that shows,
2,600 species. They're all different.
Yeah.
When I was looking into getting them, that was something that me and Owen had talked about, right? I was talking. Remember when I was going to put the thing out there?
I think I'm going to put them over here in this room. I'm like, that might be enough.
And I raise ups in 6x2s.
Yeah, and I'm like,
and that's a minimum.
Yes, I don't know if I can keep this snake because I can't provide the requirements. I thought we were trying to move the hobby forward, right? Like,
but
like,
people are always going to do that. Like they're always going to drag their feet about it because then it costs money for them, or they have
The
to change something.
welfare of the kept is in direct opposition with the profitability for the keeper.
yeah,
100%.
I think I get the idea. See, I guess this is what I was sort of like where I was going with this and how it ties into the Jag thing, because it's sort of the similar thing. Like our good friend Mike Curtin, he breeds Jags.
He does.
I'm not like, oh my God, I can't ever talk to Mike again.
Monster.
He's such a horrible person and a monster or whatever.
I'll tell him you hate him next time I see him.
He made the decision that he thinks that it's okay for him to do that, right? Okay, fair enough. So did I. But now I've changed my mind. I've moved away from that. I think probably part of it is that the morph game to me is just kind of bullshit. Right? It's just bullshit. And if anybody's telling you any different, it's bullshit. I did it. I've spent thousands of dollars. Like, I mean, like the price of like 2 cars amount on morphs.
Oh yeah, Nick has that car.
I know those cars. I've seen them. It has Eric.
Oh yeah, he's always working on it.
It's great.
Yeah.
One says Hobbit, the other one says Eric. Yeah, it's weird.
He's building this third one that says "suckers." No, I'm just kidding.
But the problem is with morph stuff is you can spend all this money to get the top of the line morph, and the next year the price has gone down. And the next year, the price has gone down. And then by the time you breed, you'll make your money back because you'll produce enough of those animals. Or if you want to try to like focus on just that morph, you'll eventually become known for that. But that's a lot of work entails with that. But the other thing is that because you were able to buy this morph, the person who sold it to you already has the next 2 morphs.
Yes.
So, but next year, when you're like still working on the new thing you just bought, they're now like, hey, check this out. And it's like, well, shit. So
I think, you know, Pedro,
you either have to get insanely lucky and hatch a mutation in your place on your own, which I've never done it. Like I never happened here.
Yeah, but I guess the idea of like, you know, I think probably at some point we've all been there, right? We've all been to where we'd like to do this as our job. What do you got?
It's a blackhead. Just
blackhead going on.
It's a funny looking Woma.
There it is.
Under a UV light. Hey!
I don't know, man. I just think that like when we pretend that the morph game, I don't care what species you're talking about, it doesn't make a difference. It's all the same, right?
Of course
and the problem that, and again, this is just for me, like I'm not bashing morphs. I still have morphs. It's not about whether I like them or I don't. I'm just willing to be legit in what the deal is. The deal is that there's going to be a person at the top and there's going to be a person at the bottom. If you think that you're going to get this brand new morph and somehow be at the top, you are fooling yourself. Now, if you really like a morph, like for instance, Owen is a huge fan of caramel.
He is, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I have a few. Right. I guess this is the point. This is the point I'm making. I did it wrong. He did it right. Right.
Well, I would also say that
my focus was getting as many morphs and having all of them and breeding them and having it and being the guy and and you know, want to be the person that has all the shit and the cutting edge stuff. Whereas Owen's like, well, I'll just get that from Eric when he breeds it. But I'm just going to stand here and focus on caramels right now. And I'm going to, and here we are, fast forward, what, 12 years later, and Owen's caramels, I forgot Mike Cross the last time we mentioned it, but you got Mike Cross, you got Nick Mutton, and you got Owen McIntyre. To me, is like the pinnacle of caramels in the U.S. You're not going to get any better than the 3 of them. In my opinion.
Seen mine.
I'm not even dignifying this with a response.
Oh, how dare you, Mr. Pringle? You're full of shit.
Morphing creature. Are you? No, there are just more morphs in green tree python than there are in ball python. What the hell is wrong with you? Anyway,
he just breeds hybrids and then says, "There's no morphs in green trees. I don't know how these magical blue snakes."
Anyway, I would say the other thing is that if you step outside of morphing, you just go for wild type snakes. people are like morphs crash so hard. It's like, yeah, but rare species or off the cuff species that are just to have a wild type hold on to value so much longer. Blackheads have always been a sought after, semi-expensive animal.
Yeah.
White lips have always been that way. Like if you get those animals and you breed them, all of a sudden, like there's no difference between my stuff and somebody else's. There's no saying that like, well, his are better looking or mine are better looking. It's like they're all white lips.
Yeah,
that's it.
And you know the thing of it is like where I have to give the chondro community credit for it, right?
Yeah.
Is that they fucking own it.
They
don't care that they're hybrids. They don't give a shit. They want a pretty yellow or blue snake or this one with that looks like the sickness or whatever it is. That's what they care about.
And it seems to me like people are just down to take a flyer knowing that there's absolutely no like measurable inheritance. They're just like, maybe.
Dude, that Hail Mary is like ever since I started that thing, like I'm like, oh, so it could like maybe it'll be nice.
Or
it'll
it's second
be green.
removed great cousin grandfather was
no. Nope.
You're telling me the sickness sneezed on that baby?
Oh man, I remember at Tinley, right? I'm so pissed because I'm selling. I got the carpets are the freaking hardest snakes to sell as babies, as we all know, right? Here I am with these freaking cutting edge morphs that have no color to them. They're just gray worms. And the chondro guys are just like, oh yeah, well, this was bred from Mr. Blue Line, and I know it's green,
literally
but
scratchers.
What's that?
Chondros are scratchers. Like,
thank you.
It might
just
stay red.
It might. I might get millions. Like it. But here's the thing: it's like what Eric was getting ready to say is that dude sold out by Sunday. All his baby green trees were freaking gone.
Yes, 100%. But people just, and in fairness to the chondro world, right? When they were getting chondros in and they were breeding them in the beginning, they didn't know that there was all these different subspecies. I mean, clearly you can see the difference between a Naru and a Biak. You should be smart enough to know something's different there.
This is pot calling kettle black now that the new book is out and we figured out that all the coastals are hybrids. So
but there's a little bit of a difference because they can get imports. We can't. We have what we have.
That is
you know what I mean?
true.
This is what we got, unless you want to be a Papuan guy like me.
We've discussed that, how that intrigues me, but I have never done that because it'd just be a waste of money. So
you sell the steak, we sell the sizzle.
There you go.
That's good. I like it. I'm sorry, Lucas. I totally destroyed your whole reading the paper. I just had to read it.
I think we got a point. No, I think we did good. I think we're fine.
I think it kind of tied in because
I give us a B plus.
But I was just gonna say I did research. The author is Ludwig Maximilians at the University of Munich. Yeah, Department of Biology. But it's kind of neat. So we should actually kind of watch for more work because the whole research aim is functional morphology of animals and understanding the mechanisms of phenotype changes. So that's kind of like the whole thing.
The next one will be the scaleless alligator, and it's just gonna be like, it doesn't work. Like, okay, that's the whole paper. Yeah,
it's kind of neat.
Yeah, that's cool.
I'll buy a scaleless alligator. No,
that's all. Germany, yeah.
Yeah.
Rammstein.
Yeah, believe me now, hear me later. Yeah.
Oh.
This was most of Australia. This was most of Australia. Yeah. Just so anybody wants to know, what's it like going herping with Eric at 3 a.m.? You just heard it.
Yes.
Yep. And Rob.
I've become so German. Yeah.
Yep.
Let's get to bratwurst. Yeah.
Him and Rob just go on and on and on and on.
Yep. Well, I got to do something.
You got to do something to battle the Simpsons quotes.
Yeah. But anyway, that's. Yeah, I don't know. It just makes me it just upsets me that the reptile world is like that, And then they wanted to cancel somebody else. I'm like, really? This is where we're going with this shit? We're just keeping freaking snakes in a box, bro. Like, I don't understand. Like,
anytime you try to move the peg forward for a bunch of people at once, there's going to be pushback. even if eventually, years from now, they come to meet you on the common ground and they realize that they acted like freaking morons, but it's just not going to be, you're not going to be able to move it. Like it's going to be running up against the wall, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And it just kind of it's going to take time. And maybe even like, it might even be the thing where it's like a lot of the stuff in Australia with how they had to expand cages and do a bunch of stuff is because of regulation. So potentially the decision will eventually maybe even get taken out of our hands. Like, what if something happens and laws are passed saying that we have to expand and the minimum requirements are such? Like, then balls out of our court.
I hear a lot that we police our own, and I call bullshit.
No, we don't do shit.
We don't
do shit.
Bullshit.
We don't even police ourselves.
Bullshit that I've ever heard in my life. Because if you have a certain amount of likes or a YouTube channel or whatever it is, a podcast or whatever, you get a pass, and it's bullshit. So we don't police our own. And then everybody wants to go in their own echo chamber and talk about, like just like trash somebody rather than have the balls to go to the actual person and have a conversation with. Like, it doesn't have to be a fight, but have a conversation. Who knows? At the end of it, you might end up being friends. And like, you might come to a common ground to where you can say, you know what? I never thought of it that way. Yeah. That's a good point, but it becomes so like, I guess that's just the world today, man. We're so tribal anymore. It's just like, I'm on this camp and you're on that camp. And it's just, I don't know. It's not the world I like to live in, man.
Ain't that the freaking truth?
Yeah, it is.
It is.
It is, man. It's just so crazy.
It is.
So I want to make sure that I get this point out. I try to do it every time. I'm not anti-Jag. I am not anti-morph. I am not anti-rack. None of those things am I anti.
You're not anti-morph. How many bread lights?
Not
Shut up.
Morph's Jag.
Oh.
Personally, when I say I'm not anti-Jag, that means that I'm not against you doing what you want to do.
Well, he won't have it.
I don't want to do Jags.
That's what I mean too, for all the people out there.
Eric said it better.
I didn't even say anything.
Yeah, I just can't do it, man. They flip upside down. I just can't. I can't do it, man.
Which is the Jag that broke you? Was it dull? Because
yes.
Okay.
You've seen that Jag, man. Come on, tell me that. Like, I got that Jag from Paul Harris, and he told me that there was neuro issues with it, and that was his proven breeder albino Jag from the early days, and blah 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 blah. So I'm not saying anything bad about Paul. He did the
albino Jag.
He was straight up with me. He told me everything that was going on. I got that snake when that snake came into the U.S. Right. What are you doing? Are you?
It just roll. He would just roll, man. He would just. He would be up against his bin and just be like, "What?"
The snakes would come in first to Nick, and then Nick would, there it is, Lucas.
All the time. Yep.
The snakes would come in to. Shh, quiet, Roxy.
Was that from me? Sorry.
No.
You upset
I
the
bet
dog.
My wife is home. Hold on. I'm gonna have to let her out.
State.
Take over for a minute.
That's all right.
Who
muted me?
Oh, I'm trying to mute myself.
What are you doing? Anyway, Dole would just constantly kind of twist, and he'd be up against the bin, and he would just be like always kind of twisting around. Nothing else is happening. Eric and I are just standing there, and he's just constant. It's not like there are some Jags where high stress, and then they'll start flipping. And then there are ones that almost flip to move, like they almost kind of barrel roll their way around their cage. Yeah. And I tend to cull those because I think that's too far, Yeah,
but I agree. I mean, even if it's not proportionally heritable, right? Like the whole idea, like a bad neuro to a bad neuro will make a bunch of bad neuros. Not necessarily, but that's not what it's about. That's the reproduction breeder-centered mindset rather than this living thing in front of me is living a miserable existence.
I had one male Jag that he was fine, and then he got into his adult years, and I bred him several times, and he went blind in one eye. And if anybody's ever seen a blind snake, they kind of look weird. Just that pupil slit is just white, and it doesn't kind of contrasting or doing anything like that. So when that happened and he lost vision in the one eye, his narrow upticked and I guess it was just because he constantly had to move his head to see, and he would just start corkscrewing if you touched him.
Yeah.
I didn't feel comfortable breeding him anymore, and I didn't feel comfortable selling him to somebody. No, not Dole. We're talking about my boy Eros. I ended up adopting him out to somebody to just keep him as a pet. They set him up in this big enclosure and he can do whatever he wants with that. But I will say that some of his babies that I kept, they have like one female I have, she's blind in her one eye now too. So it's like, cool. Talon is not a perfect jaguar. The first time I put Talon in with his female, he lost his little jaggy brain.
Right.
Very, very embarrassing for both myself and Talon. So Talon, of course, is my 2008 red jag that is on loan to Francis and will breed a piece of rope if it showed interest.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, like I think I actually on the thing that I was going to say before the dog started barking was when I got that jag, it came into Nick. And Nick, you didn't tell this part of it, right?
I didn't tell this part. No, I just said the Dole
so I
used
came
to
into
flip out
Nick,
in
and
his
Nick
bin.
gave me a call, and he's like, "Yeah, this snake's kind of jacked, man." And I'm like, "Yeah, no, it's a jag." He's like,
No.
no.
Little
It's like
bit,
it's a
little bit
proven
further.
breeder, but it's kind of jacked.
I think it was.
And then it came, and I was like, "Oh,
Whoa!"
yeah." And I'm like, I bred him. The one season I did albino jag, the zebra head albino.
Didn't you?
He
send
bred
me
he bred a
picture?
zebra head albino. He bred a caramel head albino. He bred a exantic. So he bred 3 girls.
Yep.
Perfect clutches. Everything was great. But I don't know, man.
Didn't you send me a picture the one time he was locked with the one female and he was like laying on his back, like he was upside down? He jagged so hard, but then he also got the lock, so he just stopped moving and he was just.
And then I was torn. I was torn because I did have some jags that didn't have the issue, right? And I really went back and forth on whether, and I remember even talking to Nick. I was like, Nick, I don't think I'm going to do jags anymore. He kind of said the same thing. He's like, yeah, I'm slowly going to phase him out as well. I said, I don't know. I just can't, after seeing that snake, man, I just can't do it. Like I can't just sit there and pretend like, well, it makes a pretty snake.
my worst jag right now is the ocelot jungle jag that I have.
From me.
Yep, she'll do that wobble, and then also she, like, her head is never straight.
It's always like this,
cocked to one side, and it's like. But I haven't seen anything of the baby she's thrown. They all look great.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. It's each your own, man.
Bastards.
I just want everybody to know what I experienced, so you can make your own decision. You know what I mean? Like if
everybody needs to decide for themselves what they're going to do with their collections. And we're just saying that if you decide to not do jags, that's a growing thing, it seems to be. So, but if you really want to push, I know Riley wanted to have a big thing of trying to bring back classic tiger jaguars. And I know I have 3 tiger jaguars right now. So
yeah.
People do what they want.
So you can see that the world still will spin.
Yeah.
And everything is good. And
so will the jags.
Oh, that was good.
Thank you. I zoned out. I zoned out long enough to like charge the battery.
It's like we're talking on stage and Lucas just comes in with a pie and just and runs off again. It's just,
I could have been a comedian.
Yeah, I'm sure.
You're something. You'd be nice to me.
I am being nice to you. That was nice.
I think too, again, like I think too, Herpin probably.
And I'm gonna hug you so hard when we eat.
It's in your contract. You have to stay at least 10 feet away from me at all times.
You don't even understand. I'm gonna squeeze the beard out of you.
It's attached. It'll never leave. I never want to see my chin again.
That's
Well,
what you think, Owen.
Yeah,
Maybe
Matt, I
this
was.
carpet fest.
Yeah, Matt, I was shaving this off in Eric's bathroom at a carpet fest. Yeah.
I
I
thought that
promise
was,
I'm fun.
I thought that was a bridge too far, man.
That is a bridge too far.
It's like, what are you doing?
There was mistakes were made, sir.
Oh my goodness! Wow.
I
Okay.
have freshwater pufferfish.
Yeah. How's that going?
Yeah, I don't know why you're doing that.
Freaking
Like,
crazy.
Did you need another hobby that you could spend a ridiculous amount of money on, other than
That's
like
the
guitars?
problem too. Is
snakes?
like with fish, it doesn't ever come back.
No.
Yeah. There's
It
no
literally
beard
flows
in-
into the ocean. Like,
Oh.
so
Nice.
no, I
No.
didn't. And I
What?
shouldn't.
Why a pufferfish? What was
They're just fun.
Oh,
Who
you just
showed
thought it
you a
was cool?
pufferfish and said, "Do you want this?" Yeah. Okay.
I don't think anybody did that. I think I
You
just
did this to yourself?
yeah.
It wasn't like an impulse buy. Like, what is wrong? I don't.
No. But yeah, I have a
All right, well,
Fahaka pufferfish.
How many blackheads
Nice.
could you have bought with the pufferfish?
The pufferfish was $16.
Okay, yeah, never mind. Then I
But
see
the
why.
tank. So it's funny, right? So like the Fahaka pufferfish is the second largest freshwater pufferfish on Earth
So it's
from,
the
from
retake
the
of
Congo
puffer-
River
You
Basin,
know,
and
you're
I'm
doing this.
I'm probably gonna need like 100 to 120 gallon tank. And I was telling my friend this, and he was like, "No, that's too big. You're an idiot." And this motherfucker has like 4 retics. And I was like, let's talk about this.
Well,
Can I just say you're both idiots, and then we can
You
just
may.
move on?
You may.
Okay. That's a big tank. Like, listen, I love moray, like the big eels, like those snowflake eels and stuff that you can get, or the what is it? It's a leopard one, the ones with all the spots and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
And yeah, I would love to have a saltwater tank that's all nice and cool with a reef and a cave and just one of those big guys in there.
Yeah.
I will never do such a thing. I would never do such a thing because I think I would lose my goddamn mind trying with the upkeep and all the other crap. Like, and also just the expense of it all. So no.
I live to make my life harder. And,
okay. Well, I
maintain a savings balance just high enough to not get the fee. You laugh,
you laugh, but
but I have like $300.05 in that account.
don't
you
spend
laugh.
that
I'm going to
5
corner
cents.
the market on freshwater pufferfish.
Call me Puff Daddy, honestly.
No. That's a veto. That's an immediate veto. No.
All right, anyway. Eric, when Owen and I did Carpets and Coffee by ourselves the day you almost met the maker,
Yeah.
did you ever post that?
I actually I couldn't find it, but I found
Nice.
it.
Dude, I told you it was in the wrong thing.
So, yeah, because I'm looking over on here, but it's in Squadcast. And the other day when when I was doing the
He found it.
Yeah,
just
what I was
randomly.
editing.
Yeah.
I was like, "What is this?"
This is how lost episodes become lost episodes.
I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Just throw it on the Patreon now. Make them listen
Yes.
to it. They paid
Yes.
for it.
Will
Yeah.
do. Yes, 100%.
Yeah. Because
Why?
that
You talk about
episode,
some good
I
stuff?
announced that I did the Tanami thing, but then that
Oh.
nobody ever heard it.
Nobody
Never
ever
came-
heard it,
oh,
yeah.
go ahead, man. Let's do it again. Live.
Well, I already
don't want
posted
to?
about it now, but
Oh.
I
You already
got
said it.
locality Womas that are unrelated to our stock in the US. So
Yeah.
I'm very happy about that. Very excited. Thank you,
That's
Warren
awesome, man.
Klein.
The problem is that I had a secret project going on, and Lucas is like, "Can I talk about the thing?" I'm like, "What the f- are you doing?" Like, no, you can't talk about it. No, about the Womas. Oh, right, yes, the Womas. Like, it was one of those things.
Oh yeah.
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 Mm.
I said, oh yeah, I'm still trying to remember what you're talking about.
What was your secret project?
Yeah, now you have to tell. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh,
I
I know
asked
your
this.
secret project.
Thank
I know
you.
it. I know it now. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
I know
yeah.
it now. Moving on.
Anywho,
Anyways,
yeah, Tanami is pretty cool.
Andy Cahoodle.
How are they? Are they different than
How unlike a Woma is this Woma?
They're pretty dang Woma-like.
Mm.
However, I do think that their head shape looks a little different, which is fun.
Have you counted all the scales on their heads to see if they're different?
I haven't, and I don't have any reason to think that scale count would be different. But the big shield scale where they get the genus name Aspidites from is like a rounded. It's like it protrudes a little bit, like a little bubble, in a way that I haven't seen before. On all three of them, but yeah. Not to a degree where it's like, oh, that thing ain't right, but it's just a little different.
So that locality is typically larger, right? Are they larger than what?
No, I don't believe so. The larger, my understanding is the larger ones are the
Fake
southern
news.
ones, and
okay.
the ones that used to inhabit the wheat belt, but probably don't anymore because there ain't no burrows, ain't got no holes.
Right.
So Tanami Desert is, what is that? Northern Territory?
That's out. Okay.
Yeah. So I
Missed
think
that desert.
they're supposed to be average size. It's a big desert.
What's the locality then of those southern ones?
The southern ones?
Are they
the big
in
ones?
Queensland or lower than?
Well, there was a disjunct population in the wheat belt that is probably extinct now.
Gotcha.
Danny Pearson,
Yes,
did a lot of surveys with folks and indigenous Aboriginal people, like trying to figure out if anybody's seen any in like the late 90s, and the answer was no. And like all the museum specimens were from like before they started growing wheat and getting rid of all those holes.
Yeah. It's
So,
very
important
for Womas to have those burrows, man.
That's all they need.
Yeah.
Right.
Quite literally the only thing they need.
Has there been any studies that show them using monitor burrows at all?
They use.
I think the problem with the monitor burrows,
use-
sometimes there's a monitor in there. and-
Oh, I have a picture for you.
yeah. Let's
Of
say, I think
Woma eating an Argus.
okay, but eventually that does like do this. Like eventually the Woma will totally eat the Argus, and then after a certain point, like the Argus eat the Woma, or perennies are involved or something like that. I don't know. So
Fair, valid. The Womas that Melissa Breton studied, the majority of the burrows were from Yaka skinks.
okay,
Okay.
So
eat this. Yeah, skinks get eaten.
Skinks.
but pretty much any hole in the ground that buffers cold and hot temperatures will do. It doesn't matter who dug it. They'll probably use, invasive feral rabbit burrows if they have access.
Stinking rabbits.
Who likes
Crawl in that ground.
That's a jungle.
I made that.
That's nice.
That's nice. It is a nice jungle.
That's a nice jungle.
I
Can
really
you see it,
that
Lucas, or are
fishing-
you just saying things?
I saw that one pretty on time. Maybe videos
Okay.
work.
Yeah, maybe videos are faster than we've now learned. All videos, no pictures. Got it.
Yeah.
Now these are the cover, or is it no
highlighter.
Use the highlighter. Yeah,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
those are nice.
Yummy, yummy.
I love
big,
that tipping, man.
Big tipping. There you go. Well, I believe the Nick Mutton backstory on highlighter, which is probably more accurate than a lot of interpretations, is that it was mostly Tully with a little diamond.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which makes sense for the
Splash
tipping
of
thing. Oh, yes. A little splash in
Yes. It's amazing what it'll do to a jungle carpet.
I
Indeed.
I had an open slot before I went to the Hamburg show
See you,
this past
Jason.
weekend.
Right.
So I feel I took my holdback zebra and I just put her in there and I put a sold sticker on her. And a bunch of people were like, "Oh my God." I'm like, "Nope, this one's mine. This one stays here." And somebody's like, "How much would this person who has no idea what's going on with carpet pythons, but I guess just knows enough to be dangerous, is like, how much would that have gone for?" I'm like, "You $2,000. Like you could buy that from me for $2,000." So
Do you think you could sell a zebra like that for $2,000?
hell no. I mean,
No?
I don't think I would, but I'm just saying that because
You don't
The
want
guy-
them to buy it?
I mean,
What if he said, "Okay,
I'm
here's
trying to
$2
bump
grand."
up the price of zebras up here. If the dude pulled out $2,000 of his pocket, I would let her go, and I'd tell Mike Curtin that he needs to send me a zebra at some point. Like, listen, I got stuff to play for, you know.
Oh man, some of the stuff that Mike has. is just-
Yeah.
especially the zebras. Again, he's a perfect example of what I'm talking about.
Mhm.
Mike is very focused. He has a couple of,
Burning yellow.
like
yeah.
he has satellite projects of a few things here and there, whatever.
But
like
Can you
he's
make
very
yellowtail
focused.
Crebo?
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, that's the thing is, so Mike
Yeah,
has
it's so sick.
Mike has jungle carpets, but then he also he has Macklot's pythons that he produced. He has
Right.
Yellowtail Caribo that he's produced. He has a pair of Argentines that missed last year, but he normally breeds. I think he got sand boas. He's got rhino rat snakes. He's got Cebu pythons. I think that's it right now. I don't have to go through Mike's collection again next time I'm there. But he's got the morph projects, but then he's got a bunch of other things that when you breed them, you don't have to worry about morphs or anything like that. They are just what they are.
Yeah. He's basically, gosh, I remember when he hatched out the ocelots.
Yeah.
You know, like, and
Yeah.
now, like, look how far he's taken that project to where he
He does have white-sided black rat snakes. He keeps trying to give them to me, and I keep saying no. He's like, take all these. I'm like, no, I have my own. He goes, please. I'm like, no.
Well, he can't keep like New Jersey natives, right? You can't
Yeah,
keep.
but he can keep the black rats because they're morph.
No. I'm just saying, like,
yeah,
Jersey's
yeah.
the same way as PA. You can't keep.
Well, I
natives
think it's a
there,
little bit
right?
worse. Jersey has that weird eye color thing with corn snakes.
Oh,
So,
yeah, that's right.
Eric,
Pennsylvania,
I have
you
to
can. Yeah.
correct myself from earlier
Okay.
about the big Womas. It's not the wheat belt ones. I pulled up the chapter of the Barker book you sent me.
Okay.
What is it?
It's central southern population. So
Okay.
the
That's
population.
why I
in-
was looking at you, kind of like.
You-
Yeah,
you've-
yeah,
you've
no,
lost-
my bad.
You've lost marks in
The-
as
so
our,
like
as our
the
Expedites expert. Yeah.
Well, I am not an expert.
I never
anything.
said I was an expert. Yeah, central southern. So
You'll have-
probably south of Alice Springs.
So far, you've produced more Expedites than either one of us, and you
Yeah.
have two.
Dude, this year I produced more asperities than myself.
Well, you've produced more than Nick. I'm surprised Ryan doesn't work with Asphodite. Well, yeah, he does. He has
He's
Western.
got Western blackheads. He just, he got some from Casey. I think he doesn't ever really need to post them because they're just like, if he ever has any available, no, he doesn't. Like,
I love his gig, man. He just, you know, it's like you sell and the cool thing is like he's kind of into the ball python thing, you know, what like he's focused on like he gets that morph thing out of his system because you know we all like pretty snakes. It's all.
But then
fun.
he breeds Timors.
Right.
So
That's what I'm saying. Like, you know, it's like he has like I think he works with,
weird.
like,
Those things bred. Like they're Lester Sundas. Like, what are you?
yeah.
what'd you do? Put them together.
Do you think sometimes you know, he just
Good.
doesn't overthink it? He just doesn't. You think
I
it's
think-
repetition? What do you think the secret to his success is?
It's repetition.
Ah,
the
the doctor's
doctor
here.
is here.
Hello, doctor. How's my inland?
I mentioned him the other day. I was going through pictures, getting ready for this talk, and I said something about Justin Julander. The next picture was him climbing up a rock wall. I'm like, that guy. So
There he is.
The next picture, that's him.
Yes.
So,
Eric, I finally got to meet Ryan and have a conversation with him for the first time, recording with Nick for the podcast that may exist in the future.
I don't
and
believe it.
we
It's like Bigfoot.
lies,
Nick, because they're like
lies,
friends,
and
actually.
slander.
Why are you still yelling? Oh, and I'm telling you a story, and you're robbing the people of my story.
They don't
Yes.
need to hear.
Okay. Nick
Right.
and Ryan, friends. Yep. He's on
Yeah,
the
so he
podcast.
kind of pushed him on that, right? He like kind of called out that it's like, you know, is it really that simple? And so you can look forward to that episode someday, maybe.
Whenever that some point maybe comes out. Got it.
When we find out that there's aliens, which we're almost there. I
Oh,
think.
there's aliens.
When we find out that Bigfoot is real,
Not true. Never gonna
and
happen.
Beneath the Scales podcast is going to come out.
That That's one of the signs of
It's
the
the trifecta.
apocalypse is that the
Well,
beneath
yeah.
the scales thing comes out, and it's like, well, this is the end of days.
I don't know,
It's
Nick.
gonna be
Your co-author delivers weekly, bro.
Mm. Uh-huh.
It's
I'm
gonna
just
be
saying.
really. It's gonna be a really great source of entertainment for everybody that makes it to the year
2 years worth
2035.
of episodes before he releases number 1.
I told him I might be dead by the time
Jesus Christ.
the network will be over.
Yeah, we're getting like guys, when Eric goes, I'm not taking over. The ship is done. Like, it's there's a canary in the coal mine here.
Nah, I got faith in you, and you can keep the candle going.
No, I don't even want to.
No,
Well,
you're
maybe.
just waiting for me to die.
At this point, that's when I'm like, I'm free, and then I can run off. So yeah.
Well, my goodness, I don't want that to happen.
Lucas is like, you've taken
Oh,
this.
God,
You've taken this
no.
podcast to some dark
Eric, we
places today.
at least have to meet and
Yes,
play guitar before you kick said bucket.
yes, 100%, 100%. Yeah, we got to do a jam. That would be.
I'll be in
I
the
think-
back.
Yeah,
I
try
think
harder.
I'll be in the back with the cowbell.
You're
or the
gonna
triangle.
cowbell it out?
Yeah. Yeah.
That
Will
would be
Smith
something
again.
for the Patreon. Eric and Lucas, 45-minute noodling.
Yeah, there you go. Actually, I have some cool things coming for the Patreon. I think will be cool.
Ooh.
So I'm gonna release it Sunday.
Cool.
So,
Excellent.
yeah,
Lucas
Lucas
needs to come
does
on her
need to
trip.
come on a
Yeah.
her trip. Yep.
I would love
Yeah.
to. And as long as Owen's not there, it should be a very. No, I'm just kidding.
Oof.
Rob
I'm
calls
kidding.
me up.
Dude, like 15 minutes ago, I
Oof.
told you how much about I'm going to hug you. So what are you even talking
Oof.
about?
I mean, now, see if you get invited to her trips. I will. Mm-mm.
You know, I'm joking. It makes good television.
So Rob calls me up and he's like, he's telling us about our Utah trip.
Yep.
And like how we're gonna go down into this canyon, and he's like, I would start preparing now, my friend. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like,
Are we talking full on Rocky Balboa montage that you need to start training to?
I think so.
Because I will
I think
follow
so.
you with a boombox.
because it's gonna be at night too. And I was like,
Okay.
Rob, how am I gonna walk? I will be asleep. What am I gonna do?
It's nighttime, bedtime for Eric.
Yeah.
No, Eric, like
Better.
Nighttime, bedtime.
you have to stay behind him with a stick and just jab him every once in a while. Yeah.
We do have we're gonna be busy. So
When is your
let's-
Utah trip?
the week of Mother's Day.
So May.
May 12th, maybe.
Okay.
Oh, dang. I'm going to be in Utah
When?
on April 26th.
Oh, jeez.
Mm.
Here, wait. Let's just say my daughters didn't make it home.
Oh, is that the
Can't
canyon
down
that
there.
they didn't get out of? Like, you're going to
I'm done.
that canyon? And Justin
boy.
loves his daughters. He will leave you in a heartbeat. Like it was
It's the end of NPR. It'll
Yeah,
be
this
over,
is
dude.
it.
Let's get it all out of the
There's
system
been
now.
one rule that you guys like, they have to bring you
Bring
back
him
alive.
back.
And they didn't they almost didn't do it when you went to California. So,
Yeah, well,
just saying.
yeah, they almost didn't bring me back.
Yeah, maybe we need to like step up our game of protecting the Podfather here.
Jeez, Louise. But we're gonna do a Student of the Serpent type of. This is right up the alley for you, there, Lucas. You'll enjoy this. We're gonna do
Student of the Serpent is back.
NPR style Student of the Serpent. We've just sort of all pushed them all into one thing. But Justin is going to come and talk with us about the natural history of inland carpet pythons.
Inland.
And
Inland Flinders Gammon carpet range python?
Yes,
Will you be including those in the discussion?
we will.
Maybe.
We will. Yeah. So and I wanted Justin on there because he's actually bred inlands in captivity. So
A lot.
yeah,
I have not.
some
Eric,
amazing ones.
I don't even have any.
How dare you?
I don't.
Weird that you don't have any.
Well, if anybody wants to give me some, I will gladly take them. Until then, I keep buying other things. So it's not my fault. I keep buying other things.
That's fine. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I'm looking forward to that trip. That would be cool. I always like seeing rattlesnakes, and there's a lot of rattlesnakes on the. Well, you know, Rob, he always delivers. There's never.
Some would say that it's both too easy and too hard.
Yeah.
There's too much food and not enough. These people just apparently complain.
Leave
And-
no Rob Stone unturned.
Yeah.
Yes, this is true. I asked them to look. So I'm trying to get. Well, I'm going to throw this out there too. I was trying to get Larry and BT from Reptile Radio to come on to a herp history, right? Because at this point, we're the longest running podcast out there for reptiles. But
Damn right.
to me, they're the forefathers
Right.
of the the podcast reptile world. And I thought it would be interesting for people that probably have no idea what Reptile Radio is, how cutting edge I felt that they were at the time, because nobody knew what a podcast was. It sounded like shit. You know, Blog Talk. You know how that sounds.
I do remember. Yeah.
Our hardcore listeners know how horrible that is. Somebody was asking me for the Terry Phillip episode the other day. I was like,
no.
man, it's just harsh to
don't.
listen to. Terry did great. I love everything he said on it. It's just a wonderful episode, but I just wish you could go and
do we have sound editing equipment and an intern that can go back and start fixing
you can't,
all
I
the
tried
archive?
to fix them, man. You can't.
It didn't. Did you just like compress the
Maybe-
shit out of it and put a
that
limiter?
was-
Yeah,
And it didn't.
I tried
It
messing
still
with
would.
the EQ.
Owen's voice would just be like.
Yes.
That was not my fault.
I know
Yeah,
it's not
William,
your fault,
wouldn't that be
but
awesome?
if
could
I
get
died
Larry
in a
and
car
BT.
crash, I still would have blamed you.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I'm trying to hunt them down. Yeah. Yeah, and you could call
Yeah,
it.
you
Yeah,
That is Jason Balin constantly tells me that is the one thing he hates about the new setup is that he can't call us at random moments when he's decided that he needs to
He
stir
wants
the
to
pot, piss everybody off, and then hang up. So, and I'm like,
remember when we would just get random people that would.
oh yeah,
I heard a
people
few of
just call.
those
Yeah,
during my trip through the archives.
Yeah.
It's like, what
It was
is
always
happening?
awkward. Like, how do we handle this? I don't know what to do. Do
Yeah.
I cut them off? Do I, oh my god. And then you would have. It was always funny, right? It's not necessarily a bad thing, but when a listener would call in, they would be super excited that you could just tell that they were excited to talk reptiles, and especially if you had like a good guest on, right? They would just keep going and going. And going.
and then Eric and I are just sitting in our own show, going, "Okay, I guess we'll just sit here." Yeah.
Yeah, calling it just not stop the. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was just saying. What my band? What?
There's no.
Oh,
No, don't
no,
tell him. He'll download it and use it as part of the herping thing.
I was telling him we're finally gonna like be playing again, and so I'm gonna be in Utah, and I'm saying
Are you
Justin
actually-
should come out so that I can give him a smooch too.
Are you actually touring? Like,
Yeah,
Are you coming to the East Coast?
no, it's too
probably during the summer. We're playing Lollapalooza in August, so hopefully we can just keep going. I'll let you know.
I will be there.
Yeah.
100%. 100%.
Yes, the band is called Finish Ticket.
Do you have demos or do
Oh,
they do that
demos,
anymore?
please.
Oh, do I have
iTunes,
demos?
Do
Spotify?
you
I
have
hear such
streaming services?
Yes.
No, yeah. I'm just the live guitarist for the band. I don't help with the writing,
Oh,
recording for them.
I don't want
but
to hear it then.
But it's
I
good
don't
music.
care then.
They're good friends, and it's a fun excuse to
Play
play
guitar.
shows and live in a van.
Do you have one of those decked out vans like the van life people have? that
Oh,
travel
no.
across the state?
No,
No,
it's a
no.
shit
What's
van.
like
No,
the
no, no,
base
it's a
model
shit van. No, it is a
Ford like
van.
15 seater?
Oh man, you
No,
got the
no,
shit
no.
van.
Oh
No,
yeah,
and they have
dude.
to
It's called
carry their own
Burrito.
equipment. Yeah.
And the ladder on the back fell off in 2018, and it smells like absolute green room death.
Wow. Okay. The good old days. I
Every now and
remember
then
those
you
days.
find the snack from years earlier, and yeah,
And it's almost inedible at that point. But
Our drummer
you know.
got bit by a brown recluse in the van, sleeping in there. Yeah,
Holy shit!
he had necrosis of the stomach.
Holy shit! Wow.
It may be time to get a new van. Like I don't.
No.
No, dude,
no.
you had to pay your dues with that. You know. That's
When we were in
What?
the mountains a couple weeks ago,
You also
Burrito
have
didn't
to
have enough
live.
traction for the black ice on and the hill. And it
Like I said,
started
you also have to
sliding.
live.
oh my gosh. Okay.
So Justin, bring a first aid kit to Salt Lake City as well.
All right, I'm gonna go a little guitar nerd on you.
Do
What's
it.
the setup like on the gig?
for me?
Yeah. Yep.
Well,
what's your
so
setup?
It has a
October.
neck and some strings.
I
Fade 'em.
strictly perform on the air.
Mute.
No.
Go ahead.
October was our first time playing shows again since before COVID.
Okay.
And honestly, the board is pretty much the same. I could send you a picture.
Okay.
It's a big board. My bread and butter is some Strymon reverb and
Okay.
the Strymon timeline delay pedal because it's got the presets. So I literally just
English.
oh yeah, yes it is.
I don't understand.
It's like it's a really good band. It's like both digital and analog in one pedal. You can choose.
Okay.
So super versatile. Set your BPMs. Yada yada
Nice.
yada.
Right.
I built a little Starcaster with Warmouth parts. That's my main axe.
Nice.
With some vintage PAF style humbuckers.
Ooh, I like it.
Yes.
No,
yes.
I think you're just making up shit. Like
No,
humbuckers. What the
no,
fuck is-
no.
that is
And
not a
Humbuckers,
thing.
dude.
I
That's
have
it.
been bringing my car CARR amplifier. It's the Car Viceroy 212.
okay.
Toggles between 7 and 33 watts, but they don't
Nice.
make that model anymore. They're all hand wired in Detroit or something.
Okay.
And so because they don't make it anymore, I probably want to bring like more of a piece of crap out because
Right.
gear's just going to get trapped.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I might leave it at home and bring like a DeVille or something like that.
That's what I got right there. Hot Rod DeVille.
Does the job.
Yep. I used to
Yes,
play.
sir.
My main thing was
Oh,
Marshall Stack. Owen, you know Marshall Stack.
No,
right? Come on.
no.
Tell me a band you like.
Metallica.
Just say
you listen to
okay.
Fish, don't you?
No, I don't listen to Fish.
Look at that beard.
No.
Look at that beard.
No, I don't listen to Fish.
Dave Matthews.
A little baby.
You got to be in the right mood for Dave Matthews because then you listen to it and you're like, and that's enough for 4 more years.
I
Like, yeah.
had
tell you
an
what I'm looking
alarm in my
forward to.
phone that
Yeah.
was the beginning of ants marching.
Yeah.
Just the bam, 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 bam. And it was just like go for a run.
That will
was
get
the
you up.
alarm.
Yeah.
Yes.
He wakes up in the morning. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Oh man.
No.
Well, I mean, I got to geek out about guitars every once in a
You
while.
do,
I mean,
yeah.
Oh, I love it. Anytime.
Especially when
Listen,
that's the one thing I do miss. I do miss playing live. There was
well, at Carpet
think-
Fest, you can bust it out and you can have a little jam.
I am,
session
dude.
with
I'm gonna
Fire
rip
Pit.
it. I'll tell you why. Because I'm not going in the snake.
Not
room.
going to the snake room because we're not going.
And
in
guess
the
who
snake
else
room.
is not going in the snake room?
Yeah.
Anybody.
Anybody.
No one. We're locking the door.
Yes.
We're gonna get a padlock. It's gonna be great.
Keith has been asking for me to play for years for him. So now finally I'll get to give him a little live performance. You know.
And this will be the year that he gets Bull and I because he would have been touched by the hardcore rockness
That's
of
right.
coming from your guitar. Yeah.
So who wants to see an inland carpet since we're talking about inland carpets?
Oh, let's both
Ooh,
whip
me.
them out.
Yeah.
Well, he's going to pull out.
I don't have any. So
I thought we were both going to do it. I didn't want to steal your thunder.
No. Go
I
ahead.
thought you were gonna show a picture.
I'm going to
What
show a
is
picture.
happening?
You're going to pull out a real inland carpet. I don't know which one we should do first.
I only have blue beauty snakes and rough scales near me.
How dare you? Yes, you can bring instruments.
Can you bring instruments?
100%. Ooh, look at that red.
Look
That
at them
is a good one.
reds.
So which one is this? This is from Nick. This is the mix of the 2 lines.
This is the Schofield to the Paul Harris striped
Stripe.
conundrum.
Yes.
Yes.
Is this your boy?
No, this is Lady.
Yes.
I'm gonna say
She's
I'm gonna give
very pretty.
I love their bellies.
I'm like, if this is the male, he's big enough. Throw him in with the female. But
Look
By the
at
way-
that.
Yes. That looks like one of the pictures in the More Complete Carpet book. Which,
Yeah.
by the
Well,
way,
it
if you haven't,
Supposed to look
picked
like
it up.
one of the pictures in the calendar.
ouch.
it's not my fault.
soon.
Eric decided that he didn't like it.
So this one
Yeah.
is from, I'm going to butcher this name, Dejara.
Ooh.
It's in northwest Queensland. It's near the border of the Northern Territory, and it's about 93 miles or 150 kilometers from Mount Isa.
Cool.
But let me see if I can get in on there. Again,
Are you when you guys go to the NT in October? You going to anywhere new or different or
of course.
okay?
Wow, look
Like
at
you're
that.
not going all the
head
same places that you guys went when we went, right?
I figured we'd go find an Owen Pelly again just for the
Just
sake of
for
saying we
just
found
to
it
show we
twice.
can do it again.
Dude,
We
that'd
know
be
where-
insane. You
we
know
know
how
where
many
they are now.
Australians would like jump off a cliff if you did that?
What's gonna piss
I can tell them which cliff to jump off.
what's gonna piss me off this time is they're gonna go and there's gonna be one just laying in like the parking lot that they can like grab and touch, and I mean not because that's illegal, but it'll be right there. So and you'll find that olive python.
Oh, yeah, right.
Mm.
So Justin is saying that he thinks that might be a gammons type.
Based
What
on
is-
the location?
I
Did
think so.
Jara?
So here's,
What does he know?
of course, with this, I always like to bring the map.
Map.
So
Stop.
there we go.
Stop. You
So
s-
here
no.
it is. Right here.
No.
I thought the Flinders was all the way down here, but I could be wrong. But that's in Queensland, and there's Mount Isa. Am I saying that right? Isa? Is it Isa?
Mm,
Isa? Mount Isa.
I can't read from here.
It's ISA.
Cool.
Oh wait, there you go. On.
Thank you.
I just forgot.
Yeah. Zoom in enhance. Yeah.
Yes.
Read the book.
Read the book. What do you say?
I have once. I gave it a thumb through.
I
Yeah.
think he's telling that to me.
or me. Probably either one.
Wait, you're supposed to read it? I thought I put it in like a 4x2 bioactive.
I use
chuck
it
a
to
rat
club
at it
rats
once a week.
before I feed them to my snakes, you know.
Yeah. So yeah, that was my what do you call it? For the goes to the south of the Flinders. See,
Mm.
I didn't get to that part of the book yet,
You should
Justin.
read the
Damn
book,
it.
yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, you're not supposed to tell us about it.
I don't even know geography in
This country.
very well.
I don't even know geography in this state. I don't even know geography in this town. I don't know
Like,
where I
did you
am.
guys have you even like do you hear about this thing? They have like a whole state called Montana somewhere up there.
Montana is a myth, okay? It
Alex, I
doesn't
know a
exist.
guy. He's 2 names above you. Oh, he's almost sold
Herb
out.
Talk
of books.
Radio?
Yeah.
Almost sold out of the more complete carpet.
I'm gonna bring my original complete carpet python so I can have Justin and Nick sign it to Carpet Fest.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
Yeah. I think that
Start beef. Have Justin sign the front cover and ask Nick to sign like
The
page
back? The
200.
The back page, you know. Yeah. Well, Justin already signed my more complete carpet, and then I'm just gonna have
I want Nick
sign
to
that
sign
one
the
too.
picture of him laying with the kangaroo.
Yeah. His romantic novel cover, yeah, just
That's awesome. That is awesome.
It's so weird. He recreated it for the new book, but instead of a kangaroo, it's a dumbbell.
I don't know what's going.
Look at you, my beauty.
when he kind of shifted, it moves. It's weird. It's,
We've been all over the place tonight, but
oh,
That's what the people want.
hopefully we didn't. It seemed like people got bored when we started talking axes.
I don't
guitars.
think they did.
That
Only
was-
Owen.
Me and
gibberish.
Lucas will have to have our own podcast talking about music. away
Y'all
from
are
you
sending
guys.
messages saying like, say
Ganya
this
Soma
next,
and
you can't
guitars.
tell it.
Yeah.
The next time I miss carpets and coffee, that's what you can call it.
What's that? Kanye Soma and guitars?
There you go. Mm-hmm.
I would call it Asphodite and axes.
That's better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I go through the pictures and start daydreaming. Yeah, I do too. Guitar talk is great. Yeah, we're gonna combine. So we get Justin Schmitty from THP. We'll get Herb
Round
Talk
table.
Radio can come in. We can have me and Lucas. Who
You
else?
guys
can we
haven't
get?
done a round table in a little while.
No,
No.
we should. I'm trying to put together a
Because
Bones round table.
Round tables are like herding cats.
Yeah, it can be difficult.
And it was much worse when we weren't able to see each other, because then it was just talking over each other in pandemonium.
You know,
And then there was that one
great
round
radio?
table that Eric's like, hey, we're doing a round table. Also, I'm deathly ill, so figure it out. And I'm like, what? And then here we
Dude,
go.
do a blackhead round table. Everyone hates each other. That'd be great radio.
Eric and I could just be like,
Oh,
and
man.
record, and then
All
leave.
the worlds that never combine together. We just
That'd
get
be
them all.
hilarious. Also, just asterisk. I don't hate anybody, but I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know what you're talking
That
about.
would be the best part, is everyone's arguing and you're like, I like blackheads. It's
Yeah,
like,
and I like you. I have
like
snake from
everybody
you.
here.
I have snake from you. I have snake
Ugh.
from you.
We would be
Ugh.
cooler if it was. I
played a whole show for my band on bass. I can do both, baby.
I can do both too. Yeah.
You know why? Because it's the same fucking thing, but less strings, bitch.
Ouch.
You just play when the kick drum hits. It's not that hard.
I found it difficult.
I'm
couldn't
kidding. Bass
get out
players
my-
are talented.
couldn't
now
get out my
we're
thing
starting
going
beef
like,
with all the bassists of the world. So, you know,
I'm joking. I'm joking. There's an art to bass.
I
I
can play
did.
nothing.
I did. What do you call it? I did pick up. This will be the last thing we say, and then
Mm.
we'll jump off. Well, the last thing I'll say. You can say whatever you want.
Mhm.
Oh, I will.
I did get a wild caught male adult popwin carpet.
Mm,
Pretty excited about it.
yeah.
Beautiful.
I know you like those.
It's weird. That's awesome.
What's the look? What's the look on that?
It
Let's
probably
see,
looks like a
look.
carpet python,
Let me
Lucas.
see if I can.
I know that. I'm
you?
not
Do
stupid.
you?
You guys still haven't watched the show. I think you should leave that I've referenced on this podcast for the past 2 years, right?
If we do, then we'll understand you a little bit more. And
Most
I
of
refuse.
my voices
Yeah.
are that show.
I refuse. Yeah.
And oh wait, where is it at?
Something else. Did you guys see Chris Foley hatched out croc monitors?
I saw that.
Whoa.
Yeah.
And Alex.
That is,
Alex
a,
Love
that is a velociraptor. Like, that is,
Yeah, dude. Thinking to John Hammond, I insist on being here.
well,
for the
he
birth."
sent me pictures. He sent me pictures, and I'm like, "Congratulations, dude! It's a dinosaur." Like, I don't.
Wow.
Start training it like Chris Pratt. You got clickers?
Yeah, clickers. Yeah,
The MP forum has been somewhat
yeah.
revived
Yeah.
by Alex. It's pretty cool to see that back up and running. So MoreliaPythons.com is what it is, I believe. So
I endorse this.
how do I
Eric does too, because it brings him back to the time when things were simpler.
how do
You
I
know.
share that?
Mm.
A what? How do you do a what? I see
How
a
does he share
scrub. Is that a scrub?
No,
No,
it's the SSIJ. Holy shit, that thing is huge.
It is
That was
pretty
the
big.
IJ?
Yes.
That
Yes.
that is a
did I do?
monster.
Oh wait, exit full
It's going to
screen.
kill all his females just by crushing them.
It's beautiful though, man. Holy shit, it's
Yeah,
nice.
but oh my god,
Got some oranges.
I've proven female coastals that are smaller than that.
Some nice flame.
Yeah, well, you know, you can't. Here we go. This is a better picture.
Ah. Okay.
Okay, that's a nice one.
Right, he's not as big as I thought, but
No, he's pretty big, but he's not. Yeah,
mean,
he's not as big
He's not a
as.
monster. Okay.
He's not an Owen McIntyre coastal. That's for
Easy,
sure.
easy.
But
I wish I could grow a beard. That guy looks cool.
When was the last time you tried?
I think I
Lucas?
need to grow a beard. I haven't
Every
shaved
day
this
of
week.
my
What do you think,
life.
Owen? Should I grow it in?
You got a little bit more to come there, buddy.
I know. I'm just saying
didn't
that I
notice.
started the process. So should I just keep going like you, or what?
Mm.
What do you think? You think I could rock the beard?
I
I think I would have to have like a clean cut beard.
yeah.
I couldn't have
mean,
like you, bushy man beard.
well, I liked the I was doing in college. I had just the one goatee like on the bottom of my chin. I looked like an idiot. And then eventually I was doing the
Sugar
full
Ray.
mustache and thing, and I don't know why I didn't just do the full beard sooner. So I definitely prefer it more than anything else. It also gives me something to play with when I'm thinking, because I can just kind of
Does it make you feel smarter? Do you feel smarter?
no, it
when
just
you,
makes
like,
it gives me
rummage
something to
around
toy with and scratch. But
like you're thinking great thoughts or something. As
well,
you-
that's the thing, is like this is the longest I'm allowed to have it. If it gets any longer, I get threats of
Oh, come on. You can't go full Chad Gray on you?
no.
No?
No. She's threatened to braid it in my sleep. If I let it get too long. She's threatened to cut it in my sleep if I let it get too long. She's threatened to color it in my sleep if I let it get too long. So I need to make this is as long.
What
as
color
it
would
can-
she color it?
I don't know.
That
I
would
don't,
all
I'm
be
afraid-
pretty
I'm afraid
sick.
to
I don't know
ask.
what
I
you're
don't know.
upset about. It
Yeah,
sounds like she's
yeah.
going to turn you into Captain Jack Sparrow.
I don't know. Like she's like, I'll make a really nice braid and put beads in it. I'm like, you're joking,
Literally
right?
Johnny Depp.
Yeah. Like, I don't want to do this.
Embrace it, Owen. Embrace
No,
it. Embrace it.
Yeah.
No. This is, but
Yeah, well, I'm
the other
afraid it
part
would be
is-
salt and pepper, though, like my hair.
I mean, eventually I'll get it. You know,
Silver Fox.
that's what is it? Balin's got. I guess Balin had black hair before we ever met him, because
He did?
his beard is like black and
He's
then
a
his
black
hair is
beard?
gray. I'm like, what's wrong with that? And he's like,
More pirate talk.
yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, all right. Maybe I'll grow a beard.
Do
Yeah.
it.
You have to pass it. You have to pass it with the wife, though. You have to make sure that that's okay.
Oh, no, she don't care.
Okay.
I bet Nick can't grow a beard, because if he could, he would definitely have one. Are you kidding
Doesn't he
me?
have, like,
You're
the-
talking about him with his headphone problem. Did you fix that for me?
Did you get
Now
him
he's sending
headphones?
me texts about it, equipment. He's like, "Oh, you get pair of headphones. Now you want to talk to me about my laptop webcam resolution? Like, do you even know what that? Do you even know what 720,
doesn't-
10, 20, what it means?
Fix it.
No,
Fix it.
he does
Fix it.
not.
Whatever's wrong, fix it.
That was pretty
Oh.
funny on the last one when he was live on NPR, and there was an echo, and he's like, maybe it's the guy with no headphones on."
Who could it
Who
possibly
could
be?
it be?
Yeah. Gee, I wonder. Every time he did sound much better this time, though. Usually, he sound like he's in a box.
Yeah, it's on the Bluetooth earpiece. It's because you forced him to be on video,
Yeah.
and I
Yes.
told him to buy a mic.
Good.
Don't
Good.
worry. Don't
Good.
worry. By the time he finally has enough episodes to, let them out, he'll have a proper mic and headphone setup.
But the problem is that the first episode isn't going to sound like the last episode.
Doesn't matter.
because
Then
it's
we
gonna
have to
slowly get
re-record
better.
them all again. Start
Oh.
over.
Oh, poor Lucas. I feel your pain. The things you do for the herp community, they will never know
And
your
they will
pain.
never thank you for it.
Yes. He will go
It's true.
unchecked.
I have nightmares.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, I'm going to throw it out there again. The co-author that he's co-authoring with seems to be able to bring a weekly podcast. I would have you check it out. It's quite
Yeah.
good. It's called
Yeah.
Reptile Fight Club.
Damn!
Poland, bring the heat every week.
Mhm.
I mean, I thought that NPR would be the only one that could bring it every week on the thing, but no,
Justin's his own breed
Justin
of
and Chuck,
insane.
they're
Yeah.
delivering. They're
Very
delivering.
consistent, man.
Yeah.
Very consistent, always good topics. And I got to say, it's not easy to necessarily have topics that
To fight over?
to
Yeah.
fight over because, Justin's a loving guy. Chuck, I don't know. Sometimes he gets a little hostile.
It's rage filled. Yeah. It's,
He's like me, like tonight,
they
Look,
did
they
two,
did two
they
this
did
week.
2 this week. They got so
Ah,
mad that
see,
they
this
did
is
two.
why I love this
Yeah.
guy.
Look at that. They're after the
I love
Black Brothers
the
on fire.
I would say that you should check out the one that they did on hydration. I thought that was quite a good episode.
Lucas just left.
He's out. He's done.
He's done.
I guess we're done too.
I guess. I guess it's enough. So, yeah.
Okay, so here we are. You should check out Reptile Fight Club. It's a great podcast. Great idea. I love that it's something different than the norm. Because he's leaving the country next week. Okay, fair enough.
All right.
That's what I'm saying, Justin. You knew, you planned ahead. You prepared. You don't want to let down the fans that want to listen to you.
There must always be a podcast. It's like the early days of NPR when Eric would make us record no matter what happened.
No matter what. Yes. So, yeah. So check out that Colubrid and Colubroid Radio. They deliver too. And now they fixed their problem where a lot of times it would be either Matt or Zach would be busy with doing anything. But now they have blanking on his name. I'm so sorry. Help me, Lucas.
I haven't listened. They got a new guy.
Okay.
Oh God.
Well,
God, get us out of here.
Exit stage left. Anyway,
Zach better be busy. He should be reading my goddamn thesis.
Clint. That's who it is. Clint.
There it is.
Yes. So,
From Clint's Reptiles.
You put it down there too. Yes, that was a great show too. No doubt about it. I thought Alex said Stevie Ray Vaughan was working and had you guys on mute. Oh, no. Okay. I just saw SR. It looked like a V real quick, and I'm like, wait, what? Stevie Ray Vaughan.
You like well, I'll ask you after. Never mind. I'll remember.
Yeah.
Listen to Papa Zach.
Oh yeah, Zach Lofen.
Oh yeah, okay.
I listen to him a lot.
Monitor guys are back, and the Australian Herp podcast is back. They were on a little bit of a break. They are back. This should be out probably tomorrow.
Did you guys see the Dorianis that Alan posted? Those blue tail monitors, they're so pretty. Yeah.
Graham White. I feel yes, exactly. All right, so if you want to get some coffee, like I said, cold-blooded caffeine is the way to go. Quite delicious. Not as good as Sweet Lady DDP, but
that's
pick your poison.
Yeah, that's what This what keeps some of us alive.
We have a referral link in the show notes. I would recommend the Nicaraguan honey processed coffee. It's quite delicious. If you want a little bolder, little Papua New Guinea action, little Indonesian action, you should get the Carpets and Coffee blend. It's quite delicious as well. You check out our website, our YouTube channel, all that kind of stuff. NPR Network is where we're at. We did take off last week.
Yes,
NPR,
we did.
only because I don't want to put out shitty shows just to put out a shitty show, and I wasn't ready with the Inland, and I wanted the Inland talk to be good. So we're gonna come back Monday and.
We could have just put out one of those shows where you and I talk, but no one wants to listen to that anymore.
Well, I felt like we did that with the book, and then so
it's fine. I'm not.
You
complaining.
not
complaining.
With no worries, we'll be back on track next week, and we got some cool episodes lined up.
Bangers in the pipe,
and I also think nobody even noticed. So
I noticed.
Lucas noticed.
Shut up, Lucas.
I can't win. I can't win.
I appreciate it, Lucas. All right. That's all I got. NPR Network. Follow us. Merley Brother Radio, Reptile Fight Club, Monitor Podcast,
Patreon.
Australia.
Find us on YouTube Shorts. Eric has entered the Gen Z realm with our first YouTube short.
I did.
God.
Wait, it's crazy. Riley's telling me about the shorts, and I didn't know how to do it, and I'm like, all right, let me figure this out. Unlike Nick, I can delve into. I can be a Gen Xer.
It's called short.
Yes. Yeah. Perfect.
And then I figured let's put some carpet python stuff from the trip, and I'm just gonna throw up all the carpets and stuff that we found. Rattlesnakes are coming, all kinds of stuff, videos that I took on all our trips. we'll put up his shorts. That video got like, I couldn't believe it. I'm like, we put up a video, it gets like, I don't know, a couple hundred watches in the first couple days or something like that. And then we put this up and it's like I think it was like 180 views in like 10 minutes. I'm like,
Yeah.
Jesus.
On those short clips, right? YouTube
Yeah.
Shorts, Reels, TikTok, the algorithm really pushes it out farther. I mean,
yeah,
they might all be Russian bots, but those numbers are going up and up and up.
we gained 5 subscribers just from today.
Need videos, I have the stuff from the Arizona trip that you missed. Will or Die, Clobber Eye.
Yeah, well, let's do it.
Okay.
Send them over. I'll edit them up.
The modern age.
Thanks everybody for listening.
And
Probably
I'm Lucas.
Yeah. Go.
Lucas.
That's it.
Okay.
He's just Lucas. Okay.
Just and goodbye.
Okay.
I'm gonna have Womas for days.
He will.
I mean,
All
that's
right.
not wrong.
Yeah. If you want a Womas, I told you he's gonna be the guy to go
You
to.
can't even say it. Like, if you want Woma's, contact Lucy. He's not selling any. So
I'll sell the ones that aren't insane, but are still nice and better than what you
Eric,
can get
please,
at your
God,
local
push the
pet
button.
pro.
Just push the button.
Goodbye.